It's Friday night, and we have the ECC's newest hot rivalry. But oh, what a difference a year makes for Bacon Academy and Ledyard High School. Two brand new coaches, two brand new quarterbacks, and two state playoff teams with 0-2 records playing for pride and to get off the schneid here at Ledyard High School. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. And sports doctor, a little different than the last time we had these two teams.
Well, a lot different of a feel here at Ledyard High School, Casey, just the fact that there's no Coach Jimmy Bunicor patrolling the sidelines. Mark Farnsworth has been assistant his entire career. He's coached freshman teams, JV teams. This is his first varsity assignment, and you know what? He is up for the task. He's, the team had a good week of practice this week. He is looking to get his team in the win column. On the other side of the ball, head coach Dave Mason takes over a program, like you said, that achieved great success last year. Their team needs a little bit of confidence, a little bit of a boost to get themselves going. Casey, these teams are 0-2 here today. One team will come out with a victory, feeling good to propel their season. The other team, it'll be back to the drawing board.
You know, it's fascinating. These two teams mirror each other in so many ways. They were obviously both in the state playoffs last year. Very successful coaches, Jim Bunicor and Eric Larka, move on, and they were replaced by two longtime assistants in Farnsworth and Mason. Two new quarterbacks replacing arguably as talented a quarterback as either school's seen.
Yeah.
Ty Ebden and Sean Kelly for Bacon Academy. And how do they replace them? Well, they replace them with guys who are wide receivers on last year's team. The only thing that's going to stay the same is there's an Ebden at quarterback for Ledyard.
Yeah, both wide receivers, though, tremendous athletes at their position. Max Ebden goes both ways. He plays offense, he plays defense. And classy Paul Chassie is certainly up for the task. He takes on the responsibility of being the leader for this team and a quarterback for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
And I'm making that a thing. Classy Paul
You got
Chassie. And he'll have the ball first. Before we do that, let's honor our America with the playing of our national anthem.
Sun is going down here at Ledyard High School. The only thing left in the sun, I believe, is the press box at the moment, as you can tell by the sweat on the top of your forehead. But, Casey, fall is coming. High school football, week 3, two teams 0-2. One team searching for some confidence in the Bacon Academy Bobcats, and the other team searching for an identity in the Ledyard Colonels.
Yeah, Sports Doctor, as a beautiful blood-red sun sets in the west, you have a feeling that the fates of one of these two teams sets as well tonight with a loss. Neither one of these teams can afford to go 0-3, and the reality is that one of them is going to be facing just that come the end of tonight's ballgame.
Yeah, Ledyard will be kicking off. They'll be going left to right on your proverbial radio dial, internet dial. Bacon Academy dressed in the road whites with the blue pants, looking very sharp. Ledyard in the blue tops, gold pants, home uniforms. We are just about ready for football here at Ledyard High School. I'm excited to call this game, and I give you the voice of Game Day, my good friend, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Ledyard will kick off, as you said, in the home blues, the classic, iconic uniforms in the Eastern Connecticut Conference with the Colonel blue and gold and the L on the helmet. They'll be kicking off from their own 40-yard line. Preston Polton will be kicking off, and back deep for Bacon, the brothers Piper, Mish and Kwame, two electrifying running backs. that will be doing a lot of the work tonight for Bacon Academy. They stand at their own 5-yard line. Bacon in their road white with blue, also the gold helmets. Poulter, high spiraling kick, comes down to Kwame Piper. He heads straight up the middle of the field, still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, and urges himself forward to the 40-yard line. Nice job by Kwame Piper to get Bacon out to good field position to start the game. Special teams, always a factor in games like these. They're at their own 40.
Yeah, good way to start the first possession here for the Bacon Academy. Bobcats coach Dave Mason, we talked to him last night. You know, last year, if Bacon was more of a pass-happy team, they want to be more balanced this time around. They want to run the ball a little bit and find the balance in the passing game. So it'll be interesting here to see how Paul Chassie handles the duties of quarterback.
Number 10, Paul Chassie. Now he's going to be under center. He's going to have Kwame Piper as the fullback and Mish Piper as the tailback. Chassie hands off to Piper, straight off right tackle, and he's hit immediately right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Coming out of the pile that time for Ledyard was Jonathan Archer out of his linebacker position, and 2nd and 10 for Bacon.
Right, and you're going to hear us call a lot of two-way players tonight for Ledyard. Manny Shields, Sanabria plays linebacker. Ty Ebden plays safety. Stanley Green. These are all players that play both ways for the Ledyard Colonels.
Piper and Piper again in the eye. Scott Dunbar is wide right for the Academy at the 40-yard line. Chassie pitch right to Piper. Cuts it back with Ledyard pressure for no gain. Dennis Charles came in from his cornerback position to funnel it back inside, and 2 running plays go absolutely nowhere. Bacon 3rd and long.
Yeah, and this is the type of position that Ledyard wants Bacon Academy to be in tonight, Casey. 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. We'll get an early look at that arm of Paul Chassie.
The arm is not the thing, however, that Ledyard is concerned about. Coach Farnsworth said the kid is electric with his feet.
Very athletic.
Evan Tortorigi goes out wide left. Dunbar is wide right. And Chassie now from the shotgun with Piper as the lone set. Chassie, straight drop, has time, nothing open. Great protection. Looking, throwing deep down the field for Dunbar and just overthrows him at the 35-yard line of the Colonels. Well defended by Stanley Green. Great job by Bacon pass protecting, but a 3 and out, and they'll punt.
Yeah, Dunbar had a step on that play. Chassie delivered the ball to the sideline. If he would have threw the ball downfield a little bit to the inner part of the field, I think Dunbar could have made a play. Good first possession for the Ledyard defense.
And they will be punting from their own 40-yard line as they did not gain a yard. And Manny DeShields Sanabria, the electrifying one, stands back at the Ledyard 20-yard line. High snap, handled well. The punt is a booming, spiraling kick that lands at the Ledyard 30 and bounces down to the Ledyard 20, where Bacon will tap it down, and that'll be the first possession for the Ledyard Colonels at their own 20. 10-11 remaining here in period number 1, no score.
Yeah, we've seen the evolution, too, a little bit over the last couple of years of this Ledyard offense. 2 years ago, they had weapons all over the field. They were fun and gun, throwing the ball, like the old 1999 St. Louis Rams, doing their thing. Last year, they switched to the double win. Very successful, lost 2 games all year long. This year, another look for the Ledyard offense.
They're going to have a little bit more balance. The younger brother of great 4-year starter Ty Ebden, Max Ebden, it's his turn now. DeShields Sanabria is going to be in the backfield. You're going to hear names like Green and Turner. Straight snap, handoff goes on the outside, and not much there. Nothing doing that time for Colin Wiltshire, one of the other backs you'll hear called. A loss on the play of 4. Nice penetration that time by the interior of the Bobcat line.
Yeah, a little inside handoff on a bit of a sweet play, Casey. Bacon not fooled. Defensive end staying home. Tackled for, looks like a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Herman Winston running into the game. Another one of the wideouts with some size. Great size in the wideouts here for Ledyard with Winston and Kenny Turner. Both 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, skilled people galore. The protection up front, the key tonight for the Ledyard Colonel team.
Wiltshire and Winston wide right. Ebden in the shotgun. Handoff faked to DeShields Sanabria. Ebden keeps it, and he's hit immediately by Big Ben Grottoli. And Grottoli knocks him down for a 1-yard loss, and Ledyard now has 3rd and 14, almost 15 yards.
Yeah, and again, when we talk about offensive identity, especially if you're a team like Ledyard, searching under a new head coach, new quarterback, I think that identity, Casey, starts up front with the offensive line. they're going to have to do a little bit better of a job blocking the Bacon Academy defensive front.
So neither team in the third down spot they want. Now Ebden in the shotgun. Low snap, ball's on the turf. Looks like Ebden was able to fall back on top of it, but not the third down play that Ledyard wanted. Ebden did fall on it at the 10-yard line, averting what could have been a disaster. But 3 and -10 for Ledyard, and they'll punt it away.
Yeah, execution. And you can't hurt yourselves in ball games like this when both teams are evenly matched searching for a win. You know, the penalties, the offsides, the false starts, the missed snaps, the fumbles, things that'll kill a high school team.
Eddie Alborn stands in his own end zone to punt it away for Ledyard, and Kwame Piper stands at midfield awaiting the punt. Alborn with a low line drive kick handled up front by Piper, who's hit immediately and then spun down at the 30-yard line. But what a great change of field position. Bacon Academy will have the ball at the Ledyard 30-yard line.
Yeah, it comes out to be about a 15-yard punt on the play for the Ledyard Colonels in our second look at the Bacon Academy offense. You know, let's see if they can establish the identity of their team, get their offensive line cooking, Casey, and take advantage of this good field position.
A lot of athletes on both sides of the ball, and both coaches said the same thing. Said, you know, we've got athletes. We've got to figure out a way to get the ball in our athletes' hands. So that's going to be the goal for right now for Bacon Academy.
Team that can score first will give them a real big boost in a ball game like this as well.
Bacon again in the eye with the Pipers. Dunbar is the lone split to the right. Chassis, handoff straight up the middle to Mish Piper. Piper breaks tackle. Piper into the secondary. One man to beat. Still on his feet. Got a first down and more to the 15-yard line. Great run that time by Mish Piper. And Bacon, with the first down of the game, is in scoring position now, just under 8 minutes, looking to be the first team to score.
Yeah, and that play was all Piper. He was hitting the backfield 2 yards deep, broke that tackle, broke through the second level, kept his legs moving, and straight up the gut. Some sloppy tackling that time by Ledyard. And again, Casey, like you said, Bacon Academy in business here early in the first quarter.
Dunbar, lone split right, again from the eye. Chassis, under center. Chassis, straight drop, hands off to Mish Piper off right tackle. Piper gets into the linebacking level before he's brought down after a gain of 6, but that's all Mish Piper right there with those big legs, power running.
4 carries for 25 yards early going for Piper. And again, another missed tackle by a Ledyard defensive lineman allows Piper to get into the second level, put his head down, and fall forward for 7 yards. Good gain on first down for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
A much younger and much smaller defensive line for Ledyard than we saw last year.
Yeah, it's been their bread and butter over the last 3 or 4 years. Very seasoned, but you know, some new names, some new faces, some sophomores, juniors, a couple seniors up there. They're going to be called on to make plays tonight.
Bacon sprints to the line, still in that power eye. Dunbar the split right. Pitch left to Piper. Piper looking to get the outside. Gets a block from his brother Kwame and falls forward for maybe a yard. Nice job of pursuit that time by Ledyard's linebackers in secondary. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Brotherly love that time for the Bacon Academy Bobcats. 3rd and 2 here. We've seen a lot of run so far for Bacon Academy. I would expect nothing different at this point in the ballgame. I certainly would expect, Casey, 2 down territory if you're the Bobcats as well.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, ball on the Ledyard 8-yard line. Austin Brandt splits left for the Bobcats. Not that wrong. Check that. Rolling right, Chassis looking for Dunbar. Not there. Chassis is going to be hit, and he's going to be sacked. Dennis Charles sacks Paul Chassis all the way back to the 15-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. A huge loss on the play for Bacon.
Like I said, it's 3rd and 2. Run the ball twice, I guess, if you're Bacon Academy. Little sprint rollout that time. Charles, a nice job filling from his secondary position, making the sack and bringing up an almost impossible 4th and 11 right now for Bacon Academy. Odd play call right there for the sports doctor's opinion.
And they're going to bring on the kicker, Ryan King. Ryan King is going to try a field goal. Ball's going to be at the 25-yard line, so it'll be a 35-yard field goal. Ryan King, snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is short. Just short. It was a 35-yard field goal, and he kicked it 33 yards. And with 5:15 remaining in the quarter, Ledyard dodges a bullet.
Yeah, major victory that time for the Ledyard defense, or just maybe a bad play call by Bacon Academy. They've been running the ball down Ledyard's throats the entire drive, working with a short field, 3rd and 2. You're thinking 2 downs to pick up a first, punch it in to get 6. and you have a quarterback roll out, and Charles makes a nice play and pulling. Bacon just kind of shot themselves out in their foot and pulled themselves out of scoring position.
I don't love the play call,
no.
but more than that, that's an inexperienced quarterback. Paul Chassie's got to know he can throw the ball away there.
Sure.
He can't get sacked. Sack's the only thing that burns him, and that's what happened. Power backfield now for Ledyard. 3 in the backfield. Ebden in the shotgun. Ebden hands off to DeShields. Santabria, nothing there. Hit immediately behind the line by Ben Gratoli. We've called his name. He's a big in there for Bacon Academy. Only a sophomore and a loss of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 16.
Great penetration on the defensive line that time by Gratoli. And I don't think Ledyard had a positive play offensively. They've had 4 offensive plays. Minus 17 yards of offense on 4 plays so far for the Colonels.
17's the number. 2nd and 17. Now we're going to spread it out. Santabria is the lone running back from the shotgun. Ebden, twins right, twins left. Eben, quarterback keeper, straight up the middle, and not much there either. Flying to the ball for the Bacon Bobcats was Brian Egan, along with Ryan Gear, and it's under 4:25 remaining, and it's not only is it no score, but that's the first positive play Ledyard's had all day.
Yeah, and 4 yards on the play, so, they are, again, they're losing the battle up front a little bit here to the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
3rd and 14. Ball on their own 16-yard line. Quick moving first quarter as both teams have primarily kept the ball on the ground. Offset formation for Bacon. In motion, Green. Ball's on the turf. It's loose. DeShields Santabria fell on it at the 10-yard line, but it was a mishandled handoff between Ebden and DeShields Santabria. Second time the ball's been on the turf.
Yeah, second time tonight. Ledyard had a miscue at the quarterback spot, not handling the ball properly, and they are hurting themselves thus far in this game. You don't want to take nothing away from the Bacon defense, Casey, but Ledyard shooting themselves in the foot.
Almost the same place as last time on 3rd down, and again, punting from their own end zone. Punt comes off the goal line, spirals. Mish Piper takes it at his own 44-yard line, heads upfield, cuts back to the right, and he will get to the 32-yard line, almost identical to where they set up shop last time. We're deja vu all over again here. Let's see if Bacon can capitalize. 3:17 remaining in the first period. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports Dr. Keith O'Brien, the junior voice of Game Day. To my right, Stat Guru 2.0, bringing you all the numbers that matter. And, of course, our great camera crew led by the incomparable Peter Wappy, Carlos, Tim, and Eric. The hands, they can do a calendar,
Pizza in the box. You got coffee in the box. We're ready to roll.
Cameraman a Game Day calendar.
Yeah,
it totally happens.
Sweet.
Chassis under center. I formation. Handoff straight up the middle to Mish Piper, and he's met in that hole by the linebacking core of Ledyard, led that time by Richard Mullaney, and a gain of about 1. It looked like Piper slipped on his plant step before he went to get the ball. 2nd and 11.
And Mullaney made sure that Piper wasn't getting away. The last couple drives, Ledyard had some missed tackles up front, but Mullaney, nice job tackling, wrapping up, bringing his man down to the ground. 2nd and 11 here is better than 2nd and 4 or 5.
From the eye, Kwame Piper is the fullback. Mish Piper, the tailback. Dunbar wide right. Chassis hands off straight up the gut. Left tackle. Mish Piper gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. Not much there. Nice job by the interior of the Ledyard line. Brandon Whipple coming off of the pile.
7 carries for 27 yards for Piper, Casey. And there's no secret to what Bacon is doing here. They're just ramming the ball up the middle. And the last 2 plays, the Ledyard defensive line is wrapped up and made tackles, or in the first couple possessions, plays weren't being made. Good job of sewing things up by that Ledyard front 4 on this drive. And they need to, too, because Bacon's knocking on the door.
Chassis now in the shotgun. Twins right. Dunbar wide left. Piper's the lone setback. Chassis, straight drop, gonna throw. Looking deep down the right sideline, nothing there. Throws it out on the right sideline, caught by Brandt. And, make that Tortorigi. I keep wanting to call Tortorigi Austin Brandt, but Austin Brandt plays for Ledyard.
And nice job that time by Paul Chassis, looking downfield, pumping once. His tight end came back for the ball. Nice pitch and catch. First completion of the night for Paul Chassis. And Bacon is in Bacon. I know you've been waiting all night to say that. I'll say it first.
You got Bacon Bits. You got Piper's Pit. You got all this stuff going on over there.
Piper.
Tortorigi goes split wide right. Dunbar split left. 1st and 10. Bacon from the Ledyard 23. Mish Piper is the lone setback. Chassis looks to throw. Fires it incomplete, looking for Dunbar, defended well on the play by Stanley Green. 2nd and 10 as that one goes incomplete, but a strong arm shown there by Paul Chassie.
Chassie locked in a little bit that time on Dunbar, and his wide receiver was not fooling Stanley Green one bit. Stanley Green, junior player, coming up in the last few weeks. He plays a little basketball, he plays a little football. Doing a nice job out there for the Ledyard Colonels.
This is unusual, different from last year. The offensive line of Bacon has a significant size advantage over the defensive line of Ledyard. So they're just trying to wear. This is a fourth quarter tactic right here. They are trying to wear these guys out. Chassie from the shotgun. Piper is his lone setback. Chassie hands the ball off right tackle. Piper breaks a tackle, tries to get to the outside, still on his feet, and finally ridden down after a gain of about 5. Stanley Green comes up from the cornerback position for the tackle, but a nice run by Piper. Gets about maybe 4 or 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 5.
Quick feet that time by Piper in the hole. He bounced it to the outside, fell forward for about 4 or 5 yards, and he is the workhorse for the Bacon Academy Bobcats early in this ball game, and I'm sure that's not going to stop.
3rd and 6 at the 19-yard line. It's been all Bacon as far as field position, but no score. We're down under a minute, and neither team has scored. Bacon's had 2 opportunities, but have not yet been able to put any points on the board. Chassie from the shotgun has Piper. Low snap, handled. Chassie rolls left. Chassie looking to throw. Throws deep in the corner of the end zone, looking for Dunbar, and he overthrows him. Well defended by Robbie Petriel that time. And with 40 seconds left on the clock, it's going to bring up 4th and 6 from the 19. And they didn't make the field goal last time, so I got to think.
No, I think they're going to go for it. Yeah, I mean, tough throw that time by Chassie, throwing across his body, moving to his left, throwing back to his right. Tough throw to make down the field that time. I'm kind of shocked that Bacon did not run the ball on 3rd down and set themselves up for 4th and short. We've seen a lot of Pipers so far, so why not keep feeding him the rock?
And we haven't seen Chassie run the ball yet, and we've been told he can do that very well. Twins right. Tortorigi is wide left for Bacon. Chassie from the shotgun. Low snap. Throws on a slant to Tortorigi. Has him at the 10-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Trying to get to the end zone, but can't quite get there. Touchdown saving tackle on the play by Ledyard, number 18, A.J. Feaster. But Tortorigi has Bacon 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the gambling at Bacon Academy Bobcats going for it on 4th down. Nice pitch and catch that time from Chassie to Tortorigi. 2 catches for 27 yards early in this ball game for the Bobcats. Casey will bring up a great scoring opportunity for this team. 1st and goal from just outside the 3.
Tortorigi has a lot of size. He's a big.
You like that name? You like that name, Tortorigi? Yeah.
I do. 1st and goal from the 3, from the I, with the Pipers in the backfield. Chassie hands off to Mish Piper, off right tackle, dives forward for the end zone, and they're going to mark him down at about the 1.5-yard line, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter, and these guys are going to have to walk 97 yards in the other direction, but we're at the end of the first quarter, no score.
Yeah, Mish Piper, upright standing running style, almost a la Eric Dickerson from back in the day from the old Rams teams. Could not get his way into the end zone, Casey. Good played first quarter, some sloppiness on both ends, but 0-0, like you said, to bring it to a close.
0-0, almost like some of the deals you can get down at MJ Sullivan Auto down there in New London, Connecticut. You can get all kinds of financing and all kinds of great deals if you go down to MJ Sullivan Auto, the leading automotive dealer in southeastern Connecticut on the corner of Broad and Coleman Street in New London. Go to mjsullivanauto.com or stop on by and buy yourself a new car. Of course, game day also sponsored to you by Lawrence and Memorial Hospitals. Lawrence Memorial Hospital with brand new walk-in clinics springing up all over southeastern Connecticut. No appointment is necessary. You can pop into one of those walk-in clinics if something's ailing you at Lawrence and Memorial Hospital.
Yeah, what a beautiful night here for a football game. I got some ailments too. Sports doctor's been having some stuff taken care of and getting himself checked out a little bit on the side.
You looked like you were hobbled a little bit.
I got a little foot issue, but we're okay. We're doing all right. Been a busy week. You?
It's always a busy week. I've got my son playing the junior voice is playing fall baseball. He's playing soccer. We've got we got the game day stuff. It's living the dream.
Busy week tonight in the ECC. I will keep you up to breast on the scoreboard and how everything is going. The big game of the night is down at New London High School with the Killingly Redmen going into New London taking on your New London Whalers.
You can keep them up to date and abreast, but not up to breast. All right, 2nd and goal from the 3. Dunbar is the wide receiver right from the I. Handoff straight up the middle to Mish Piper. Ball's loose, and it's picked up On the outside, it's picked up by Robbie Petriel, and he's all the way out past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Big play by the Ledyard defense, and another opportunity squandered by the Bacon Academy Bobcats inside the 2. On the turf, Mish Piper lost the ball, and Ledyard is in business with its best field position of the ballgame.
Yeah, we've seen 4 mishandled snaps, a couple of fumbles, that time a big turnover with Bacon Academy knocking on the door, and maybe, just maybe, that's the spark this Ledyard Colonel football team needs in this ballgame.
Robbie Petriel is a freshman. Freshman,
Yeah.
6 feet, 190 pounds. That's a big freshman, and he showed some speed on the outside that time. Got the ball to the 42-yard line, where Ebden will have first down. He's going to have Wiltshire and DeShields Santa Bria.
This Ledyard offense needs to be running downhill in the worst way. They've been going uphill all game long.
Ebden from the shotgun, send Green in motion. Fakes the handoff, rolls, pressured. Ebden escapes the pressure, and he's brought down. Nice job that time by Kwame Piper, and it's going to be another losing play for Ledyard, a loss of 3.
Negative 22 yards offense thus far for the Ledyard Colonel football team. That time, Max Ebden trying to take a shot downfield, had a couple receivers running free, but just no time to throw the ball. Bacon did a nice job of collapsing the Ledyard offensive line. Tough situation for Ebden to be in there.
Green goes wide right, Kenny Turner wide left. Wiltshire now in the slot along with a Petriel. Ebden in the shotgun. Ebden, quick throw out to the right to Green. Green breaks a tackle. Spinning and juking. Stanley Green, first down and more. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. And down inside the 10, inside the 5. Stanley Green. With Green in front of him, and he almost got it to the house.
55-yard pitch and catch from Max Ebden to Stanley Green, and Stanley show you, Coach, I got some wheels, give me the rock. Casey, great job in the hole, making people miss. He got to the sidelines, and what a big play for this Ledyard offense. They desperately needed that.
Slippery.
Very
Slippery Stanley Green.
Greasy.
First and goal from the 6-yard line for the Colonels. An opportunity to really give a kidney punch to Bacon, who has squandered multiple first and goals. 10:36 remaining in the first half. Ebden on the turf, ball's loose. It's picked up and lost again.
Wow.
Bacon picked up the fumble. It was Big Ben Gratoli that picked up the fumble. Then he lost the fumble, but Bacon still fell on it. And which team wants to lose more?
I can't believe this. My goodness. I mean, Bacon was punching in for a score, fumbled. Now, Ledyard was going in for a score and fumbled. These are simple little things in football. Wow.
And, we're talking about what the difference was. Ledyard's got a lot of the same skill. What's the difference? Honestly, the difference is the offensive line.
Yeah.
They're replacing an entire offensive line. And Ebden's had no time to throw. The running backs have had no holes. Now, they've been sloppy as well.
Well, that's just a sloppy play. You can't fault the offensive line. Max Ebden's got to find a way to take care of that ball.
Chassis, under center. Piper's in the eye. Handoff, Mish Piper, straight up the middle. Piper breaks a tackle, spins, and driven to the turf after a gain of 5. Nice run on first down by Mish Piper. And Dennis Charles with the tackle for Ledyard.
10 carries for 37 yards for Mish Piper early in this ballgame. He is doing work for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
We are now heading under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. No score in a weird and sloppy first half that has seen multiple turnovers on both sides.
There's some wacky plays going on out there. Just when you think the team's going for a score, turnover.
From the shotgun, Chassis. Straight drop, looking to throw. Pump and go and throws, and it's incomplete and tipped away by DeShields Santa Bria. He was looking on the outside to George Sakiris, but nothing there.
What would an actual score do for one of these teams' confidence?
I think a score would be huge for whatever team gets on the board, because right now they both feel, Ledyard had to feel great being scoreless, but now they probably are down thinking they just blew an opportunity, and Bacon's got to be saying, how are we not up, 14-0?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a wild, wacky game. A lot of mistakes out there so far.
3rd and 5. Ashton Destin splits out wide right for the Bobcats. Straight drop, Chassis pressured, and he is sacked Ledyard on a blitz, and they got him at the 15-yard line, and Ledyard holds. Bacon is going to have to punt.
3-4 base defense here for the Ledyard Colonels, attacking 3-4 defense. You know, a lot of active linebackers. Obviously, Edbin is out there. Stanley Green is out there. So, you know, a lot of speed, you know, for the Ledyard Colonels.
Speaking of speed, Manny DeShields Santabria stands at his own 50-yard line. Securis going to kick from his own end zone, right at the goal line. Gets off a high spiraling kick, drives DeShields Santabria back to his own 40 where he loses the ball. Ball's loose. It's on the turf. It's rolling around. Who's going to fall on it? And it was recovered. Nicely done by Herman Winston for Ledyard, or Ledyard would have had another turnover.
Yeah, sooner or later, one of these head coaches are going to have to pull their kids off to the sideline and say, stop hurting ourselves. Relax. Let's play football. Let's do the little things. Let's catch. Let's hold on to the ball. Let's get the ball from center. You know, the only people that are beating, you know, Ledyard's not beating Bacon. Bacon's not beating Ledyard. They're beating themselves.
Last year, Manny DeShields Santabria could do nothing wrong. Was one of the best players we saw on game day all year. Tonight, he has put the ball on the turf twice, and there's just no rhythm for either team.
Right, and on cue, Mark Farnsworth calls timeout down there in the field, and I hope he's telling his kids, let's relax. Let's take a deep breath. Let's have some fun. Let's play football. Both teams look very tight so far, Casey.
Absolutely. Both teams are really struggling right now to find any sense of rhythm. On the Bacon side of things, Mish Piper has struggled to run the ball. He's had a couple of nice runs, but of course the crucial fumble on second and goal from the 3. Paul Chassie has had really, other than one really nice pass to Tortorigi, has had nobody open at all. He's tried to find Scott Dunbar a couple of times and has not been able to complete anything that way. And then on the other side of things, I mean, Ledyard right now is just looking to have a positive play outside of the brilliant catch and run by Stanley Green.
Sure.
Outside of that, Ledyard has literally not had a positive
negative
play.
Offense. Yeah, negative offense. It's a wacky, zany game. Fitch taking on NFA tonight game at 7 o'clock. Montville leads Waterford right now 7-0 in the first quarter, and we will come as soon as I get a score in that Killingly game, I'll send it out there for the folks at home listening.
Herman Winston is the lone wideout to the left for Ledyard. Offset trip backfield. Ebden hands off. DeShields Santabria, nothing there. Cleaned up immediately by Kwame Piper, barely at the line of scrimmage.
And there's a kid that they have got to find a way to get going. He had a big year last year, one of the top backs in the ECC, returning for his senior year. You know, Santabria is a guy that got to find some space and get him running downhill.
Lost 3 yards. I know Ledyard, coaching staff knows more than me, but I'd love to find a way. I don't care if it's bubble screens, what you have to do. You've got to get the ball in the hands of guys like Stanley Green. You got big Kenny Turner on the outside. You got to try to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. Spread offense this time. Ebden, ball's on the turf, and Ebden falls on it. Another missed snap. Low snap, not the best snap, but certainly something that Ebden should handle. He's a wide receiver last year.
Yeah, 4th or 5th muff snap here for the Ledyard Colonel offense. And if this continues, you would tend to think that Mark Farnsworth might put Ebden under center.
Which they've tried, but that has not allowed much in the way of room for the running game. Has been terrible when they have been under center. Now we've got 3rd and 18 from their own 14-yard line. So dangerous territory for Ledyard. 7:30 remaining in a sloppy and scoreless first half here at Ledyard High School. From the spread, Ebden a little closer this time. Has it. Throws out to Turner. Turner breaks a tackle, but not much more than that. Nice job by Mish Piper wrapping up, and it'll get maybe 2 or 3 yards, but it's going to be 4th and long, and Ledyard will punt.
Yeah, Kenny Turner is one of those big, long, lanky kids who could probably make plays downfield. I'm not too sure about a bubble screen, but let him run deep. Throw it up. Gets a pass interference penalty. He goes up, makes a big catch. Kenny Turner, deep threat. Could be a deep threat for the Ledyard Colonel offense.
Kwame Piper back at his own 40-yard line awaiting the kick from
beautiful sunset
Eddie
right
Alborn.
Now. Beautiful sunset.
Alborn stands at his own 4-yard line. Snap is good, and the punt gets up, and it's a shank off the side of his foot as he received severe pressure that time by Mish Piper straight up the middle. 40-ish yard line, they're going to mark this one, and it's going to see they keep walking down. They're walking down 37-yard line. So Bacon Academy has been winning the field position battle all night long. 37-yard line of Ledyard. They will set up shop here with 6:40 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, the Ledyard offense has had the 4 possessions and has only ran 15 plays out of their 4 possessions. Again, their big catch to Stanley Green. The only positive play that they have had all night.
It has been ugly. Dunbar, wide right. This is their favorite set, this power I, but it has not done much other than fumble and get 1 first down. Pitch left goes to Mish Piper, trying to get the corner. Can't do it, cuts it back inside, gets maybe 3. Nice job on the edge that time. Ledyard by Dennis Charles, pushing it back to the inside.
Yeah, Piper almost set up in a power I formation, and he has lined up a good 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's trying to get himself running downhill, and that's the first time tonight we've seen Piper take that off tackle rather than go right up the gut with it, looking for a little room on the edge. That time, nice job by the Colonel defensive line.
Like Emmitt Smith in the old Cowboys offense. That
DeMarco Murray a few years ago.
Exactly. Had to get 7 yards to get to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and he's lined. Look at how deep he is right now.
He is a good 10 yards.
Yeah, he's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Chassis in the shotgun. Twins right. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. It looks like we're going to get a timeout. Bacon Academy to talk things over on a 2nd and 7 from the Ledyard 34-yard line. 5:53 remaining in the ballgame.
Yeah,
no score.
They had some personnel issues there, Casey, and rather than run a play and make a mistake, call timeout. They got good field position here and get some positive yardage, because I think if this is a drive right here that Bacon can get some points, they could really put some heat on the Ledyard Colonels. And a touchdown goes a long way right here.
Well, considering that Ledyard has not been able to run a positive offensive play, a touchdown would go quite a long way. Don't forget, Ledyard gets the ball in the second half, so they're going to go into halftime regardless, trying to make adjustments to come out in the second half. If Bacon can have a lead, that would be a huge momentum boost going into halftime.
Stonington 6, East Lyme nothing after the first quarter. Waterford has jumped out on top of Montville, my bad. 7-6 at the end of the first quarter there, so we've got our guys from the day and game day all around the league tonight. Wyndham 7, Plainfield 6 in the second quarter as well. Other action in the ECC. I have not yet seen the score on that big New London Killingly matchup.
2nd and 8. Chassis from the shotgun. Chassis rolls to the right, looking to throw. Throws on the run and throws it low, looking for Dunbar. And it was incomplete. Stanley Green on the coverage. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
2 for 7 early going in this ballgame for Paul Chassis. And we have not seen him yet use his legs and break out of the pocket and scramble for positive yardage. One of the things that, Mark Farnsworth and his coaching staff were very, very worried about when it came to this Bacon Academy attack.
5:47 remaining here in what has been one of the sloppiest first halves of football that we have seen in quite a long time. A long way removed from these two teams last year.
Yeah, outside of Stanley Green, we have not yet seen a player step up and make a play.
Power I again for the Bobcats on 3rd and long. Chassis hands off to Mish Piper, off left tackle. Piper spins and churns, and he'll get down to about the 32, bringing up 4th and short, and I got to imagine it's going to be go time for the Bobcats.
He had a better job in the last few series of that Ledyard defensive line shoring things up, because early going, Piper was getting into the second level, picking up 6, picking up 7 yards, but now he's getting hit and dropped basically as soon as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
4th and 6, ball at the Ledyard 33-yard line, and Bacon will go for it. Dunbar is split left. Tortorigi is wide right. Chassis from the shotgun with Piper. Low snap. Chassis has it. Rolls left. Pressured. He's rolling again. Looking for anything. And down goes Chassis at the 38-yard line on a broken, ugly, awful play.
And again, another missed snap by a quarterback. Another mishandled snap out of the shotgun formation. I hate to keep bringing this up. These teams are hurting themselves with simple, basic things of football.
4:58 remaining in just. I'm looking.
Timing was all off on that play, Case.
Yeah, I'm looking for a word that's not. I don't want to be.
Foul?
Putrid is the word.
Okay, all right. Sunset's beautiful. Did I mention that?
Sunset is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Both of these coaches right now, if they could set this game on fire and start over, they would. A dumpster fire of a first half here for both teams.
Except for Stanley Green.
1 out of 15 plays is not good enough. Green in motion. Ebden rolls. Ebden pressured. And Ebden is going to be sacked all the way back at the 24-yard line by Mish Piper.
The attacking defense that time by the Bacon Academy Bobcats. Again, they run their base 4-3. They want to stuff the line of scrimmage, and no containment on the edge at all for the Ledyard offensive line. Max Ebden has no shot back there, quarterback.
A loss of 13 yards on the play, and so far, Ledyard is in negative yardage for the entire half. And that's with the 55-yard play to Stanley Green. 2nd and 23. Green in motion. Ebden hands off to Shield Santabria. This time he's got a snap. Breaks a tackle. Gets to the outside. Santabria crosses the 50. Cuts back inside. Still on his feet. And out of bounds at the 38-yard line. If it wasn't for Devin McGowan of the Bobcats, Santabria would have gone all the way, but there's the big play they've been looking for.
Manny being Manny, 37-yard run, and we've been saying this all first half. Get him the ball, get him in open space, and let him make a play. He's an electrifying runner. He's one of the top returners in the ECC, and he showed it to you right there. Pop, home run, Ledyard Colonels. Let's see if they can keep moving the ball in the right direction.
First time he's been able to get past the line of
space.
And as soon as he got space, he knew exactly what to do with it. Winston goes wide right for the Colonels this time. Ebden from the shotgun. Ebden rolls right. Ebden fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, flag on the play, and that's going to go against Ledyard, and that's going to be a hold that backs them up, and that is going back in the wrong direction again as we are now under 4 minutes in this scoreless first half.
Yeah, a little option look that time by the Ledyard Colonels. Ebden went down the line of scrimmage, decided to keep it ahead of field, but it looks like it's going to be a takedown by the center for Ledyard, and will hurt this Colonel drive.
Going to back them up close to midfield as we're down at 3:58 remaining here in the first half.
That's a tough penalty, too, because Ebden's already running away from the center in that play. He's heading down the line of scrimmage on an option, looking to either turn it upfield and keep it or pitch it to Manny. So that's a real bad penalty that time by the offensive line. And like I said, it's going to bring up, first and 22 or 23 yards.
Puts him back into their own territory at the 48-yard line. Ebden from the shot, Green in motion. Looks like a little illegal procedure that time to Shield. Santabria gets nothing, but it looks like Wiltshire jumped a little early that time from his running back position, trying to pull across the formation, and it's going to go against Ledyard.
Yeah, 3 guys in motion that time on that penalty. One guy coming across from the jet sweep, one guy moving out for the block. Sloppy football last 2 downs for Ledyard after that big run by Manny.
You know the expression 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Oh.
So far it's been 1 step forward, 5 steps back.
Sure, yeah. Texas 2-step.
Oh, it's just both teams, handing the game to the other team on a platter at this point.
So no Texas 2-step, the Ledyard 5-step.
Oh, this has just been, both coaches are going to go into halftime, look at their team and go, we can't play worse than this, and we're in the game.
The Colonel dip.
You're gonna just
I can go on.
You're going to keep trying, aren't you?
I'm going to try. I'm going to get you. Stat Guru 2.0 is laughing at it, though.
Yeah, but
he finds me amusing.
Stat Guru 2.0 is like he's like 12 years old.
No, he finds the sports doctor very amusing.
It's because he's a high school kid. That's about right. 4 wide spread for Ledyard, trying to get Bacon to jump, and they succeed. Flag on the play. It's going to be encroachment against Bacon, and that's going to get those 5 yards back. It'll be back to 1st and 23.
From 1st and 28. We still call that a country mile out here in Ledyard. 1st and 23 would be considered a country mile.
Isn't every mile in Ledyard a country mile?
You smelled some of that country air when you pulled up to the stadium tonight.
That's from the agricultural school
here
at Ledyard.
Yeah. Makes you feel like you're alive a little bit.
I live in.
You live in Colchester.
I actually live in I live in Bobcat territory.
Sure, yeah. God's country out there.
Yeah, beautiful. From the shotgun, Ebden looking to throw. Ebden now pressured. Ebden going to try to step up, and not much there. He is ridden to the ground by Ryan Gear, and that's going to bring up 2nd and a country mile.
Just no room, no space whatsoever for Ebden to operate, and it's been like that all night for the Colonels. The big play by Stanley Green, the big run by Manny, but other than that, I have yet to see a Ledyard Colonel in open space.
2:37 and counting remaining here in the first half. No score. Ledyard with a 2nd and 23 from their own 46-yard line.
And the Bacon defense is really keen on Ebden, too. They're not going to let him beat them with his feet.
Empty backfield, 5 wide, trips right, 2 left. Ebden, drop, pressured by Piper, and Mish Piper will sack Max Ebden at the 35-yard line of the Colonel.
5th sack of the night for the Bacon Academy defense, and absolutely no chance for Max Ebden to drop, set, and throw the football. We'll bring up 3rd down and a double country mile.
And we're going to get a timeout on the field. I believe Ledyard's going to call a timeout to figure out what play you draw up for 3rd and 33 from your own 36-yard line.
I got a couple plays for 3rd and 33. Should be an interesting halftime show. I'm going to bring on Stat Guru 2.0. We're going to talk a little college football. We're going to talk a little NFL. We're going to talk a little baseball as well. Out-of-town scoreboard. The whole bag of tricks for the sports doctor at halftime.
What are you waiting? I'm waiting for the score. I'm waiting for the score.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, we're looking.
I want scores. This game doesn't have any.
0-0 here. Very, very sloppy ball game. London 14 over Killingly, nothing. To start the second quarter. 14-0 in the showdown of the year. And the ACC, Casey O'Neill is very happy. Now he includes his pizza in the booth, coffee in the booth, but his Whalers are up 14-0.
The voice always likes having an iced coffee, and the sports doctor was kind enough to have an iced coffee waiting for me. Vice Principal Jimmy Bunicor, Athletic Director Jimmy Bunicor, kind enough to have pizza in the booth. I got pizza, I got coffee, and I got a 14-0 Whaler lead over Killingly. Life is good right now.
Very fast-moving first half here, too, at Ledyard High School.
Same formation. Ebden going to keep it himself this time. Heads up the middle, breaks a tackle. Ball's on the turf again. Ebden lost the ball, and fortunately for Ledyard, James Robillard fell on it, or else Bacon would have been in business, but instead it'll be 4th and forever, and Ledyard will punt.
You know, Ebden looks very frustrated out there at the quarterback position because of all the fumbles, but you got to take care of the ball, son. A lot of that falls on your shoulders, your responsibilities.
Listen, he was a wide receiver. It's not like he's never been hit, in open
He's
field.
not having big hits either. He's just getting hit in the hole.
The Pipers are back for the punt. Robillard to, make that. And a high spiraling kick by Allworth. He drilled it over the head of Piper. Piper lets it bounce, and it's going to roll dead at the 12-yard line. And that's where Bacon will have the ball. But a great punt by Eddie Alborn of Ledyard. They call him EJ.
EJ Alborn, yeah, good basketball player, too. Very good.
EJ Alborn that time with a big boot. And Bacon, well, you know what? With 106 remaining in the first half, if I was Bacon, I might just take a knee.
3 knees at that.
I might just take a knee because what this game has told us is that if there's something to go backwards, they're going to figure it out. I think me and the junior voice are going to head to get some Gatorade here at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably use one as well. And Stat Guru. It's been a very, very sloppy first half. 5 drives with 40 yards for the Ledyard offense.
And that was basically 2 plays.
Yeah.
1 to Green, 1 to Santa Bria. Chassie's going to throw, screens, sends it out into the right to Kwame Piper. Piper breaks a tackle, and he's ridden out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but they're going to say he's in bounds, so the clock is wound and running. 52 seconds remaining here.
65 yards passing for classy Paul Chassie through the air.
Chassie from the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Piper. Piper holds on to it, gets off a left tackle, gets about 8 yards. Nice run that time by Kwame Piper, an aggressive run. And it'll be another first down for Bacon with 33 seconds remaining in the half. Maybe we'll see some more of Kwame Piper in the second half as opposed to his brother Mish.
The Piper's Pit. Piper's Pit, you remember that, Roddy? Remember that show?
Right now, Bacon's picking a Piper. Chassie, plenty of time. Looking to throw. Going deep down the sideline for Dunbar. Dunbar's got to step on Green, but Chassie overthrows him at the 40-yard line. He let him out of bounds. If he had thrown it in bounds, Dunbar had 6.
Second time tonight, Dunbar snuck behind the Ledyard secondary. Chassie just missed his man. That was a big play waiting to happen after Paul Chassie broke containment in the pocket. He looked downfield, Casey. He just couldn't make the throw. Him and Dunbar are on the same page. Dunbar had his hand up. He's saying, throw it out. You got to throw that ball to the numbers, son, not to the sidelines, and let your wide receiver run underneath it.
And lead him back to inside of the field.
Yeah, inside, into the numbers. Keep an eye on that in the second half. That could be a big play.
16 seconds. Chassie from the shotgun. Chassie Hands off to Kwame Piper. Kwame Piper straight up the middle, spins. Piper head down, first down, crosses the 32-yard line. 9 seconds remaining, and Bacon will have a chance to run one final play.
You know, the one thing I've noticed a little bit, too, in the first half is there's a lot of body tackling going on by the Ledyard defense. Defensive front, linebackers, you can't tackle somebody by hitting them. You have to wrap them up and bring them down.
And they're going to looks like they're going to have a timeout on the field with 6 seconds remaining in the first half by Bacon. Bacon has one last play, so maybe draw up a Hail Mary and see what happens.
Yeah, throw it downfield. Why not? You know, why not look for Dunbar? Why not get Chassis on the roll, get him moving, and then send Dunbar down the middle of the field. Middle of the field, not the sidelines.
6 seconds remaining here in half number one. We're scoreless at Ledyard High School. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. Junior voice of Game Day, 2 seats to my right. The Stat Guru 2.0 down to the right, giving you all the numbers that count. And, of course, the impeccable camera crew led by the imaginative Peter Wapi, Carlos Verheen, Tim Cook, and our man Eric.
He is looking good up there, too, isn't he?
We got a handsome
Eric's been traveling the world up there.
We got a handsome crew. I'm telling you, the Game Day calendar.
Yeah.
Coming, I think I got the sports doctor as Mr. July.
Sure, I'll take it. We got a beautiful night. Peter Wapi played golf today, too.
Peter Wapi did play golf with the legendary Rick Costner of the day.
I got a story for you at halftime about Rick Costner.
From the shotgun, Chassis is going to have 3 wide, and Piper as his lone set. Chassis, straight drop, pressured, throws deep over the middle, and he has a man at the 42-yard line. That's Sakiris, but that is going to bring us to the end of the half. Your score, Ledyard 0, Bacon Academy 0. Stay tuned as the sports doctor will have our Game Day halftime show. We'll be back for second half action after this. Sports doctor, make it happen.
Yeah, thank you very much, Casey O'Neill. It's a halftime house call with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, as we are live here on GameDay.com, bringing you high school football action. The Ledyard Colonels at home at 0-2, taking on the visiting Bacon Academy Bobcats 0-2. And again, 2 different teams, much different than they were last year. New head coaches, new quarterbacks, skilled people, a bit of a sloppy game, but nonetheless very competitive. And a competitive night in the ECC as well, as my man comes in next to me, Stat Guru 2.0, and you're rocking the Celtics shirt. How was your week this week?
It was good school week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you get done? What'd you learn?
We're doing an all review really in school, so nothing too new.
What's your favorite course?
My subject that I really like is history.
You like history? Well, what era of history do you like?
I like early American history, just learning how we came here at this time, so it's very interesting.
Now, I always used to say, there's 3 things you should know. Where you started, where you are, and where you're going. Yep. 3 things. Always know where you came from, where you are, and where you're going. We shipped around the league a little bit tonight in the ECC as far as football goes. NFA, 7-0 over Fitch early. New London up 14-0 over Killingly. We've got East Lyme down to Stonington, right? 7-6. And I will get those other scores as they come in. Stonington up 6-0 over East Lyme at the end of the first quarter. So a busy week for you. You are coming off of a week which saw in college football, your Boston College Eagles get absolutely destroyed by the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I was with Mike DeMar the other night. He'd sworn off BC football. He said, I am done with them. I can no longer watch it. Are you still going to hang in there for the other 8 games this year?
Yeah, I'm going to stick around. Just the play calling wasn't too good. Their offense couldn't move the ball, and their defense was on the field the whole game. They were all tired. And just
they lost 49-0.
Virginia Tech
You're
just
saying
pounded
something
them.
about the play calling?
The whole year they have been calling bad plays. No, they're not taking any chances downfield, just running the ball first, second down.
Okay, so where are they this weekend?
They are at home against Wagner, so that should be an easy win.
I mean, Wagner's got a football team? Wagner's from Long Island, is that correct?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're 2-0, so, I mean, if BC loses to them, I don't know. I might have to boycott them also.
All right, so a couple big shakeups last week in college football. You've seen the 2 teams that ring a bell to me that lost, that kind of pulled themselves out of any kind of shot for a national championship. Obviously, Oklahoma getting smoked against Ohio State at home, and then Notre Dame, losing a ball game at home to Michigan State as well. So you got to think you got a team that was ranked number 10 preseason, and Notre Dame out and you've got a team that was ranked as high as number 3 at Oklahoma out.
Yeah. Urban Meyer always has his team prepared no matter who they're playing. It was a big game, fun to watch, high-scoring game, but Ohio State's defense, they came up big when they needed to and made the plays.
It's crazy how, for the last 10, 12 years or so, the power of balance was in the SEC with college football. And obviously with Nick Saban, with LSU, national championships galore down there, Florida. Urban Meyer started that down in Florida. And then you got Urban Meyer going to the Big Ten, and you kind of see a shift in the power. Also, you've got Jim Harbaugh in the Big Ten, Lovie Smith with Illinois. They've got some big-time coaches. The Big Ten could possibly be 2 teams in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, Michigan State's right there in the top 10, and Wisconsin, too. I think they're ranked 9, so they have a lot of top teams, and I think that might be the best conference this year.
Yeah, and that's not getting into Ohio State and Michigan right now.
No.
Michigan's loaded. And it's amazing how you get a coach like Urban Meyer, at an Ohio State, or Jim Harbaugh basically resurrected that Michigan program, Stat Guru, just by showing up.
Yep, they have nowhere but up to go for Michigan. Harbaugh's done a great job ever since leaving the 49ers, but Michigan, they have a lot of talent coming in, a lot of young kids of his recruits, so I see a bright future for them. Possibly a couple of national championships.
Yeah, and at what point of the year do we sit back and do we say, okay, well, you know what? LSU is for real. Boy, they smoked Florida State last week.
Oh, Louisville.
I'm sorry. LSU. Yeah. Louisville. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's legit. I think he had 5 touchdowns that game.
Yeah.
Florida State's defense could do nothing to stop them. They're one of the better defenses in the country. Louisville's offense is just explosive. I don't see any team that's going to stop them. And next week they go to Clemson to play them.
That's a big game. Clemson bounced back. Clemson had a nice win last night. They've been struggling a little bit. They beat a Georgia Tech team last night. So, you've got a couple teams who are vying to be party crashers in the NCAA. Obviously, Houston and Louisville.
Yeah, but if they can both go undefeated, they're going to be in the college football playoff. Getting like an SEC team out of there, a Big Ten team, so it's going to be.
Both those teams won't make the Final Four, but would you think one of them will?
I'd say Louisville has a better shot. I just don't see Houston. I feel like they had a close game with Cincinnati in the first half a couple weeks ago, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stay undefeated.
They're legit, though. Their quarterback's really good. He kid's solid. It is halftime here on today.com. It's a sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, hanging out. Doing a little halftime chat with the Stat Guru 2.0, 0-0. Ledyard High School Band is on the field. This is what high school football is all about, too. They got a beautiful night here.
It is. I love going to high school football games, especially my hometown. So, just fun to watch. Low-scoring game here, so
sloppy.
Not much action.
Sloppy.
Sloppy.
You've been in my ear all night long. We shift gears a little bit. We'll change lanes, and we'll get into who's hot and who's not. How about the Red Sox?
They're really hot right now.
Red hot.
They're running away with the division. I think they're going to win it. Orioles and Blue Jays, they're starting to slip. They're losing a couple
5-game lead now over Toronto? 5.5?
9 games left.
9 games left, yeah.
I don't see them blowing that lead.
Now, a couple questions here moving forward. First of all, the pitching staff's been lights out since the All-Star break. David Price has pitched very well. I'm going to have to give serious consideration for the Cy Young to Rick Porcello. And obviously, it may hurt him that David Ortiz is having such a great year, but how does Mookie Betts not get, Staggeroo, serious consideration for MVP? Kid's a beast.
I know. Red Sox have 3 guys hitting over 300, Pedroia, Ortiz, and Betts, but Betts, he's not that big, and he's showing great power, hits for average, hits a lot, gets a lot of RBIs, so he's an all-around player, can play defense too.
Yeah, I feel with this group, too, outside of David Ortiz, and probably Pedroia as a holdover, this is an entirely different team. They're all young, and you know what they are? They're fearless. I don't think it worries them going into Cleveland. I don't think it worries them going on the road to play Texas. So I think this team proven that. They've been winning on the road here the last few weeks. They go down to Baltimore. They sweep the Orioles. So they go into Toronto, take 2 out of 3. Now they sweep the Yankees. So it just seems like whatever comes their way, they overcome.
Yeah, we knew the offense was going to be this good coming into the year. The only problem,
the pitching.
The pitching. There was a big question mark coming into the year, but they've proven, like Price, Porcello, Stephen Wright, who's hurt right now, but Buckles and all of them are doing a great job.
Yeah, Buckles is a scrap heap guy there for a little while. Well, you got to contribute.
Yeah, he is.
Kimbrough's back. Kimbrough's back, so he's going to give you some, and Koji's back, so he'll give you a little bit of
setup, man.
Good setup, man. How about the Mets on the other side?
Right now, they're vying for the second wild card spot, so a lot of pitching. They've been hurt. Syndergaard, he has a strep throat now. What's his name? He's out for the year. DeGrom, he's out for the year, so they have a lot of young pitchers, but we'll see if they'll be able to make the playoffs.
They're going to need something out of who's the guy they brought in? Jay Bruce? Is that who they brought in?
Bruce, yeah.
They're going to need something out of
He
him.
hasn't been hitting well.
He got
striking out a lot.
He got pinch hit the other night for Eric Campbell in a ball game. Eric Campbell from NFA hadn't had on that bat since May. It came in and pinch hit for Bruce.
Yeah, they need their hitters to step it up. Cespedes has been hitting well. Jose Reyes, Estrubal Cabrera, so their whole lineup needs to step it up for this young pitching staff.
I would have I could foresee a Cubs and Red Sox World Series right now. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't see any teams that are going to beat them. Their offenses are just great, good pitching staff. So
week 3. Yep, I'm sorry.
It'll be a great series to watch if that happens.
Yeah, will you watch it?
I will.
No, I mean seriously. As a 17, 16-year-old kid, you all sit and watch playoff baseball.
MLB postseason. I think that's the best postseason in any sport. It's just
Come on.
it's so intense. Like
you don't see that anymore.
I know. I'm just a big baseball fan. Just the energy in the stadiums.
You'll watch the games then.
I will.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yep.
You're a Sox fan.
Well,
what do you? You dropped the bomb on me, or Yankee fan?
I like the Blue Jays too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because
the relationship.
Relationship
but
there.
Red Sox, they're still up there.
So family nepotism brings you to the Blue Jays.
Hopefully they don't be in the playoffs. That'll be tough to
Hopefully
watch.
they don't face the Red Sox in the playoffs.
So.
Halftime here at Ledyard High School. Sports doctor, stat guru. Week 3 in the NFL started last night. Patriots and the Texans. And surprise, surprise, surprise. Rookie quarterback from the ACC from North Carolina State, I do believe it went. I actually went to the game last year when Jacoby Brissett played at BC. I saw you at that game, right, with NC State.
Yep.
So now I'm watching the game last night, and here he is. It's one of those things, that guru, where Bill Belichick has got to be the most prepared man in the history of the NFL.
I feel like they can put any quarterback out there and be successful even against the best teams in the league. Houston has a great defense. I was just surprised. 27 points. And the Patriots, they also stepped it up against Houston's offense. They pressured Brock Osweiler all night. Lamar Miller and DeAndre Hopkins couldn't get anything going. So
nothing. And Will Fuller was a no-show last night too, right? You know, when you think about it, most people in sports and most people in life, they have Plan A, they have Plan B. Possibly Plan C if Plan A and Plan B doesn't work out. Bill Belichick's got Plan Z. He's got everything down. Every bit of situational football, player out, man hurt, down in distance. And I'm sure at some point this week with Jacoby Brissett in for quarterback, he made a call to his good buddy Nick Saban down at Alabama. And Josh McDaniels and Nick Saban talked about a playbook for an athletic quarterback because you saw a lot of option look, you saw some pistol look, you saw the speed of Brissett on the edge. So that's why I like the Patriots. Whatever Houston was preparing for all week long, last night they weren't ready for that.
Yeah, Brissett took care of the ball, and I was surprised that he was able to run the ball as well as he could, as big as he was. But normally as a pressure, playing at home for the Patriots in your first game of your career, I'd be pretty nervous. But Brissett, he took it like a man and did well.
Yeah, I mean, right now too. They've got one more game at home next week against a hapless, lifeless Buffalo team who fired their offensive coordinator last week when the defense gave up 36 points.
Ryan.
Yeah, he's not going to fire his brother, so somebody's got to be the fall guy there. So they fire the offensive coordinator. So you would think right now New England has a good shot of going 4-0 with a real pissed off Tom Brady coming back at quarterback.
Garoppolo should be back next week. Brissett hurt his thumb last week, so I think Garoppolo will be back. He'll put up big numbers against the Bills. Their defense hasn't been performing as well as it should.
Hey, Gronk's not 100% either.
He only played like 10 snaps last night, so
you save him for number 12.
Yep.
Number 12 comes back, and then you're going to see that offense tear things up. So kind of like what I saw a little bit, out of the Patriots last night. What else is going on? Week 3 here in the NFL. Big games coming up.
Jets, my team, they're going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs.
Yep.
So that'll be a good game to watch. 2 good defenses. Jamal Charles looks like he's going to be out again. So
yeah, Spencer Ware will probably carry the load back there at fullback. Yep. The Giants Eagles this week.
Giants Eagles. Yep. No. I think it might be Giants Vikings.
Giants Vikings. Yes, you're right. Giants Vikings this week.
2-2-0 teams, but Adrian Peterson's out for the Vikings, so I'm going to be interested to see how the Vikings offense performs without the starting quarterback in Bridgewater and Peterson.
Well, I think they're going to be okay. I think Sam Bradford's a pretty good quarterback, and certainly when you look at the trade between Philadelphia and Minnesota, Philadelphia made out. They got a number 1 draft pick for Sam Bradford, and they moved up and got Carson Wentz, who looks pretty darn good right now.
Yeah. But the Vikings, they were in win-now situation, so they needed a quarterback. So they went out and found one from the Eagles, but I think it's been better off for the Eagles, too, with Carson Wentz. He's just been doing a great job as a rookie, and bright things to come from him.
All right, good stuff. Have a good weekend. Summer League tomorrow?
Summer League, yep.
Tomorrow, who are you guys playing?
We play NFA, so it's going to be a good game.
That's a good, I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
they're good.
I mean, listen, that is going to be one of the good teams in the league this year.
It will.
All right, we'll see you down the road. It's Stat Guru.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, you talked to me all game long. So, I mean, Casey, he says nice to talk to me. He talks to me all game long. The people at home just can't hear him. But Stat Guru is in my ear. He's the one giving me all the numbers and all the plays. I got a funny story for you, Casey. You want to hear this? Let me get you on here. I got a funny story for you. So I go to the Rock Revolution. Thank you. I appreciate that. I go to the Rock Revolution concert last weekend. Okay, 20,000 people at Foxwoods.
The Rock had a concert?
No, the Rock Revolution. It was a tour.
Oh, so you're not talking about Dwayne Johnson?
No. Can you smell what the doc is cooking?
I thought you were talking
No. We don't.
okay.
This is a sports show. We're not talking wrestling. We're not talking entertainment. This is a sports program.
You're talking about a concert.
Well, this is true. I just contradicted myself. So I'm 20,000 people at this Rock Revolution thing in Lot 9 and Lot 10 at Foxwoods. So I'm sitting there, and there's 20 bands, and it's crazy. It's heavy metal, and if you think that you have made a lot of bad choices in your life, you should have went to the crowd there. But anyway, to make a long story short, one of the bands I wanted to see was this band called Ghost. So I get myself situated. I leave the the Slayer stage a little bit early, Slayer, and I go over and I get myself about 6 or 7 rows with a buddy of mine to go see Ghost. And, out of 20,000 people there, I look over my right shoulder and I hear somebody say, "Hey, Doc, what's going on?" It's Rick Costner from the Day. I ran into Rick Costner from the live lunch break and in the London Day. I mean, how do you think a needle in a haystack? So he was going to see Ghost.
That surprised me. You don't strike me as a Patrick Swayze fan.
They are far cry from Patrick Swayze.
You're talking about the Whoopi Goldberg movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore? That was
that was Ghost. Yeah, me and Rick Costner. But I'm telling you, Rick is a class guy, a lot of fun. Oh boy, you surprised last night by the Patriots? Little big win last. I mean, were you surprised by the Patriots, or more surprised that Houston laid an egg? I think that I would expect that Houston always comes into New England with a good team, good record, and they always lay an egg.
So, first week of the year, I figured they would tone it down for Garoppolo. They'd be competitive and lose to a very good Arizona team. And when they thrashed them, I was as surprised as everyone.
Yep.
I knew they were going to drill Miami, but when they go in on a short week with Brissett at quarterback against a very good Houston defense,
yep,
I'm thinking, the only way they win this thing is fluky. I mean, they're not going to be able. They can't go toe to toe and win this game. And what really to me was the key last night was how much special teams can influence a football game, because Houston had every single one of their possessions inside of their own 20-yard line, and that allowed the New England defense to play a very different style of defense. I mean, every time Houston had the ball, they were looking at 90 yards in front of them, and New England Brissett did just enough to win. I don't like Belichick very much on a personal level, but
he's not there to be liked.
He's just
you want him on that wall.
He is playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
You need him on that wall.
Yeah.
You got to have him.
And they have a few good men there in New England.
Would you think that he have made a phone call to Nick Saban and said, can we get some offensive plays here for a quarterback like that? It's good buddies with Nick Saban. And Bill Belichick, if he doesn't know, he'll go find it. Josh McDaniels had a great game plan last night.
What I love is that so they don't bring in another quarterback, because they go, listen, we're not bringing in Matt Flynn or T.J. Yates on a short week. They're not going to know anything anyway. So they only have one healthy quarterback on the roster. So you figure they're going to have to protect Brissett, right? And what do? They run an option.
They let him run, yeah. Yeah, he runs an option. He ran a bootleg on the outside to score that touchdown.
He's running an option with Blunt as the fullback and
Edelman in the backfield. Yeah. It was
a sure way to get your
fantastic.
quarterback killed. And he's running. The guy is an unconventional guy, but next week, I think you're going to see Garoppolo back next week. I think they're going to put a hurting on the Bills. And then Tom Brady's going to come back with a chip the size of Rhode Island on his shoulder.
Sure.
And I don't want to make predictions, but I think that there are 3 very good teams in the AFC. And I think New England is right there with Denver. I think the Denver defense is
Yeah, lights out.
Is the best defense. I think the Pittsburgh offense is the
Lights
best
out.
offense.
Yep.
And New England is the most balanced team. So I think those are the three teams in the AFC.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. The NFC is a little more up for grabs. I'm still in a wait-and-see mode on the quarterback for Denver, but like you said, that defense lies for the football. Okay, Sports Doctor Keith O'Brien, Casey O'Neill, GameDayToday.com. Halftime here, just about ready to start the second half. The Ledyard 0 on home blue, Bacon 0 in the road white. Bacon kicking off, going right to left on your radio dial. And I now give you the voice of Game Day, today.com. Starts second half, my friend, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Well, not to be hyperbolic, but the first half was one of the single most dysfunctional halves of football we have witnessed on Game Day by both teams. It was, to put it in a word, atrocious. Let's see which teams make the adjustments in the second half of this scoreless game. Ryan King kicking off for the Bobcats. He missed a 35-yard field goal in one of Bacon's scoring attempts in the first half, and he will kick off to the Ledyard Colonels, who are to the left. King, a high spiraling kick, comes down to Stanley Green at the 15-yard line. The electrifying Green is hit very quickly up past the 25-yard line. In on the play was Tortorigi, and that'll be the first possession of the second half for Ledyard. No room that time for the slippery Stanley Green. First and 10, Ledyard they're going to mark him at the 28-yard line. If you were just joining us, in the first half, Ledyard had two plays, a screen pass to Stanley Green and a run by Manny DeShields Sanabria, and the two of those totaled about 100 yards.
Yeah.
Other than those two plays, they were minus 70 yards in offense. Max Ebden is the quarterback. He's got DeShields Sanabria in the backfield. Ebden rolls left on the option, pitches out to DeShields Sanabria. He's got the corner, flag on the play, gain of 5. I think we're going to get a hold out on one of the wide receivers, and right off the bat, Ledyard is heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah, second time tonight. We've seen the option look that time by the Ledyard Colonel offense, and the second time there's been a holding penalty called on that particular play. The play is moving away from the action, too, away from the center. So it's a bad penalty for that offensive line.
In the first half, we saw 8 fumbles.
Yeah.
We saw a missed field goal.
Yep.
We saw a fumble on the goal line. We saw a fumble on the goal line and the fumble by the team that returned the fumble of the fumble. We saw
countless botched snaps.
Many botched snaps. We saw about 7 different sacks. We saw passes thrown to open receivers that were missed. It was just a very poorly played first half. Both teams, I promise you, both teams went into halftime and said, we can't do worse than that, and it's a 0-0 game. So both teams, in some respects, have to feel good about the fact that they're not down by 4 touchdowns.
There's no blood. There's 0-0.
First and 22 from their own 16. Ebden hands off. DeShields Sanabria puts it on the turf. And I guess nobody told anybody at halftime that they could start over here in the second half, because we are right back to where we were in half number 1 with the ball on the turf. 11:29 and counting remaining, and it is going to be, looks like Bacon football. They're jumping up and down saying they have it. We're waiting for the officials to clear them out. DeShields Sanabria put it on the turf, and the Bobcats do in fact recover the ball.
Casey, I mean, these unforced errors by Ledyard, all these fumbles, is this unfocused football that we're seeing by the Colonels?
I actually want to go see if they've literally greased the football. If the football might in fact have some kind of motor oil on it. It's going to be first and 10. Bacon Academy at the 12-yard line of Ledyard, already into scoring position, something that Ledyard gave them a couple of opportunities in the first half, and Bacon could not finish.
Fourth trip inside the 20 for the Bobcats. Let's see if 4 times a charm for this offense.
Tortorigi wide right. They got the eye. Chassis fakes the handoff. Looks for Tortorigi. Corner of the end zone on Green. It's up for grabs, and it's incomplete and out of bounds. Great job that time by Stanley Green against the much bigger Tortorigi. Jump ball thrown by Chassis, trying to use the size of Tortorigi, but nice job, Stanley Green.
Little fade pattern to the back of the end zone that time by the Bobcats. And again, ball led just a little too far along for Tortorigi to make a play on it. 4 for 11 so far for Paul Chassis through the air. Classy Paul Chassis.
They got Tortorigi. That was Dunbar in the entire first half. Now it's Tortorigi out wide right. Still the power eye for the Bobcats. Chassis Hands off on a counter. Piper's got the corner. Piper being dragged down by Stanley Green, but he's inside the 5-yard line. Mish Piper on a counter, but a flag on the play. Because if there's a positive play, a flag must accompany it.
That's a tough holding penalty that time for that. If it is holding, and I do believe it is, on that Bacon offensive line. Yeah, it is a hold, Casey. So, I mean, shooting yourself in the foot time and time again. I mean, these teams, who wants to win the ball game?
So that's going to take the Bobcats from being inside the 5-yard line on a very nice run by Mish Piper. Instead, they're going to get backed up all the way outside of the 20-yard line to the 21. And it's going to be now 2nd down and 20 from the 21-yard line.
And these are bad down and distances for these teams. Second and anything over 10 yards. Real tough for these teams to make up yardage in chunks.
Mish Piper, the lone setback, deep in the backfield. Chassie looking to throw. Slant to Tortorigi, and he drops it at the 15-yard line. Pass was thrown a little bit behind him. Herm Winston defending the play for Ledyard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 18.
So you see what fumbles and penalties can do to drives, and they can do to teams. I mean, Bacon is just crippling themselves out there.
3rd and 18 from the 20. 10:54 remaining, just underway here in half number 2 of this scoreless game between the Bacon Academy Bobcats and the home Ledyard Colonels. Tortorigi goes wide left. Dunbar is wide right. Zakiris in the right slot. And Mish Piper's your lone setback. Chassie gonna throw. Pressured. Throws it out into the flat. And it's intercepted by Stanley Green. He crosses midfield. And Stanley Green's in a foot race, being chased down by the former receiver Chassie. He cuts back, and Stanley Green is going to score a Ledyard touchdown. Big play, Stanley Green for a pick 6.
Second big play of the night by Stanley Green. Young man out there making plays, saw in the passing game, and sat on that route that time. Paul Chassie never saw him. There's a flag down in the field, so let's just be careful for 1 second. Just make sure what's going on, and I don't know if an official dropped the flag or not, but Casey, I'm looking out here at the 40-yard line on the Bacon Academy side, and I see a flag down. Blocking the back, possibly.
And the flag is against Ledyard, but it will be after it's a touchdown.
So the score stands. First, wow.
Now, I got to tell you, Stanley Green can fly, but we got to see the wheels of Paul Chassie on that play because Chassie had the angle, and he chased him down, and Green cut on a dime and scored that touchdown. Stanley Green putting a little life into the Ledyard Colonels.
Yeah, Green sat down on that route, locked into Paul Chassie, stayed home, picked it off, and took it to the house. Fast young man showing his wheels out there. Great play by the young man.
So with 10:37 remaining here in the 3rd period, finally we have a score, and fittingly, it comes on a defensive interception return by Ledyard's Stanley Green. And now Ledyard will attempt the extra point here with 10:37 and a 6-0 lead. A devastating turn of events for the Bobcats.
Yeah, we've seen 3 flashes of speed this game by the Ledyard football team. We saw Green on a big pitch and catch. You know, we saw Manny on a big run, and that time we see Green on a pick 6 to the house. So there is speed out there. There is weaponry out there for these Ledyard Colonels.
The thing that's been lacking on the offensive side of things is the offensive line has just not been able to get things going, and they haven't been able to handle the football. There's been a lot of missed transitions and snaps. That's the one way to do it right there. Get Stanley Green in the open field.
Well, it's been a game of mistakes thus far. It's been a game of errors, and that time that was a huge error by Paul Chassie.
Threw it out in the flat where it was a destined pick 6.
Yep.
And I give Chassie credit for hustling and getting back to try to stop Green, but he had that really hard angle where the cutback is evident. Ledyard is going to go for 2 now. 10:37 remaining. They got Kenny Turner wide left, and they're going to use Green and Wiltshire and DeShield Santabria in that offset backfield. The 3 running backs power run formation with Ebden in the shotgun standing to the left of Wiltshire and Green. Ebden snap. DeShield Santabria is going to have the 2-point conversion, but there's a flag on the play, and we're going to get a illegal procedure. Well, they're going to say they're marking it against Bacon, which would mean the 2-point conversion's good, but that's the wrong call there.
As offside, they say offsides against Bacon. I mean, he showed a legal procedure, and he showed it against Bacon. So I don't know if it was a wrong signal.
I don't know if he pointed in the right direction.
He pointed in the wrong direction. They're going to march it off now.
They're marching
good
it off
call.
against Ledyard. All right.
Yeah.
That was just the wrong hand going in the wrong direction.
Sure.
Offensive penalty.
And it happens every once in a while.
Listen, I make more mistakes before breakfast than these guys make in a half a season. So I don't criticize officials. Pointing in the wrong direction is hardly enough to be criticized.
It won't confuse you either, though. You were on top of that.
I was on top of it.
Sure.
That
Stat Guru saw it,
then
too.
again, blind squirrel in a nut kind of a thing. So we'll try it again. Ledyard's going to go for 2 here. 10:37 remaining and a 6-0 lead. Same formation. Ebden gets the ball in the shot. Rolling right and another flag on the play. They're going to whistle this one dead.
Left tackle jump there.
70, man.
79.
How about we just go running clock and send everyone home? 10:37. That's right. This is for a 2-point conversion, too. This is
Another flag on the play.
all right. Well, so sports doctor. You guys were talking. I heard you guys talking a little bit at the halftime show. Were you guys talking about the Mets?
Yeah, I threw it out there. I don't know why, but
Well, listen.
they're red hot right now, and
All I'm going to say is that the only reason you're allowed to talk about the Mets,
it's filler, Casey. It's filler.
the only reason is because the Stat Guru 2.0 has a personal connection to the Mets organization in a roundabout sort of a way.
Shaking his head yes over there.
He knows what I'm talking about.
All right, that's fine.
You could be talking about Toronto. That'd probably be a little more.
Well, no,
appropriate.
he said he loves Toronto. He said.
Well, you have to. It's a family affair going. Ebden, corner, looking for Turner on the jump ball, and Kenny Turner goes up and grabs it for the 2-point conversion in the back of the end zone. Where's that been all half? Kenny Turner using his size. Great throw by Ebden, and Ledyard tacks on the 2 for an 8-0 lead with 10:37 remaining in the third period.
Yeah, Kenny Turner, one of those kids. He's a basketball player. He's a baseball player. He's a football player. And he's got hops. He could definitely go up and get it. Great job that time, pulling it down, keeping his feet in bounds. Ken Turner is going to be one of those special athletes for many years to come. He's only a sophomore here in the ECC.
Now, I heard you guys also talking about the Chicago Cubs, and I think the Stat Guru 2.0 said that he couldn't see any reason why they wouldn't be in the World Series. And the reason, young Stat Guru, is
they haven't been in 100
they're
years?
the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
You don't need a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of the Chicago Cubs, they shut out St. Louis today, putting a little nail in St. Louis today. Those all hurt. The Mets trail Philadelphia 2-0 in the top of the second after a miraculous miracle Mets-style comeback in last night's game with Jose Reyes, of all people, hitting a game-tying home run. Arizona up 2-0 on Baltimore, a demoralized Baltimore team after the Red Sox just went in and swept them at Camden Yards in front of 6,000 people every night.
Yeah, all the 5 of them Sox fans.
Baltimore fans should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. Toronto up 2-0 on the Yankees in the middle of the second, and the Red Sox up 2-1 at the end of 2. Here's a kickoff coming down to Kwame Piper. Straight up the middle goes Kwame Piper. And ridden down at the 40-yard line. Nice job on the tackle that time by Dennis Charles, but a good return by Kwame Piper.
Well, here we go. We've got Bacon Academy Bobcats been knocking on the door all night long for touchdowns. Blown opportunity after blown opportunity at the red zone, inside the 5, squandered this, squandered that. Now they're back. Now it's gut check time for this Bacon Academy football team. They're down 8. They're on the road. Let's see what you have. Make some offensive plays here.
Nothing against Mish Piper, who is tough running. I really like the way younger brother Kwame Piper runs the football.
Yeah, low to the ground, got some moves, throws his head down for the last couple.
John Mike Murray is now the fullback, along with Mish Piper. Piper gets the handoff off right tackle. Piper breaks the tackle, has about 5 yards, and ridden down by Charles after a gain of 6. Nice interior running by Mish Piper.
Yeah, there you get a return of the power run, which we saw a lot in the first half. Mish Piper, 8 yards back off the line of scrimmage, hits the line of scrimmage with a head of steam, breaks through the first wave of tacklers, keeps his legs moving, and picks up 7, maybe 8 yards on first down. 2nd and 2. A lot you could do down distance here if you're the Bacon Academy offense.
Dunbar goes wide right. Murray stays as the fullback with Mish Piper as the tailback. Chassis under center, straight, hands off. It's on the turf again. And I think Ledyard has it this time. They never got the handoff between Chassis and Mish Piper. The ball's on the turf, and the Colonels have recovered it at the 44-yard line.
Another mistake by the Bacon Academy offense. Last possession, interception, pick six. 2 plays later on offense, ball's on the turf. Ledyard recovers. Ledyard is in business.
A.J. Feaster on the recovery for Ledyard. And Bacon, after a big play on 8-yard run on first down, just a simple handoff between Chassie and Piper. And look at the shoulders of the Bacon defense right now.
They're slumping right now.
They are starting to slump because they have done nothing to help themselves.
Third turnover of the night for the Bacon Academy offense.
Let's see if Ledyard wants to put the foot to the metal now. Herm Winston is the setback. Instead, it's handoff to Manny DeShields Santabria, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And not much there. You know, one thing both of these teams at 0-2, though. Ledyard, in fairness, comes out in Week 1, plays a much-improved Cranston East team that they throttled last year. Ledyard got younger, but Cranston East got more experience.
Yeah.
They put a hurting on them. And then Week 2, they play perennial
St.
state
Joe's,
powerhouse
yeah.
St. Joe's. So it's hard to see, you know, where Ledyard's at because they played 2 good teams. On this reverse, Bacon opened up with a very good Killingly team.
Yeah, they got throttled.
And then an 0-1 Wyndham, who is also, I mean, both of these teams have had a tough open schedule, but tonight, neither has helped themselves. Ebden, going to keep it himself, rolling right. Ebden has the corner, gets a block. Ebden down the sidelines. He's at the 20, flag on the play. The 10, the 5, touchdown Max Ebden, but there's a flag on the play at the 35-yard line, and this one is coming back.
Yeah, another hold that time by the Ledyard offensive line, it looks like. And again, twice on the option and then once on a quarterback keeper on the outside, the Ledyard offensive line guilty of holding and negating a huge play by quarterback Max Ebden.
Ebden that time, just a power rollout with 3 running backs. There was no intention of anything but a quarterback keeper. He got great blocking on the sidelines and went 35 yards, but from the reverse side, there was the hold.
That was his best play of the night, too. That was Ebden's most positive play of the night. It's a shame it got negated by a holding penalty. Fourth holding penalty on this Ledyard Colonel offensive line.
Brings it all the way back to the 46-yard line, and it's going to make it first and long now for the Ledyard High School Colonels.
Second down.
Second and long, rather. Second and 11. Kenny Turner goes wide left. We're going to go full house again with Wiltshire and Green sitting to the right of Ebden. DeShields Santabria is the tailback. Ebden going to try to keep it himself. Runs into his own guy, and he's brought down all the way back at the 40-yard line. Brought down by Big Ben Gratoli. We've called his name a few times tonight. But a huge loss again for Ledyard, all the way back into their own territory at the 45-yard line.
And a frustrated Max Ebden comes to the sidelines pleading with coaches. He just got no room to go up front that time. No room at all to operate.
I like what they did down in the 2-point conversion when they went up top to Kenny Turner. And I like the screen, the bubble screen to Stanley Green. The one thing they have not been able to do is get anything going on the running game.
No, just that one big play by Manny where he popped it up the middle, but just no room. Bacon winning the line of scrimmage battle.
In motion, Stanley Green. Ebden hands off to DeShields Santabria and hit immediately by Julian Lindo in the backfield. And that's going to bring up 4th and 20, and Ledyard's going to have to punt.
6 carries for 34 yards for Manny, and only 33 of them coming on 1 carry. So just no room to operate for the Ledyard backfield in the running game.
E.J. Alborn is going to punt from his own 30-yard line. Mish and Kwame Piper go back to receive the punt, and Kwame is the deep man standing at his own 25. Alborn gets the snap at the 30, some pressure, gets it off. It's a high, booming kick. Comes down to Kwame Piper at the 25, and Piper gets up ahead to about the 35. I like how Kwame Piper runs, and it looks like the ball, they're going to say Piper's down. Looks like the ball came loose, but after he was down on the ground. And Bacon's had great field position all night. They're going to have it at their own 35. They can't complain about field position.
No, I mean, they've been given opportunity after opportunity, so just time to execute if you're the Bacon Academy offense. And again, little things. You have back-to-back possessions with turnovers. Take care of the football. Make some positive plays. There are playmakers out there for Bacon. They just got to step up.
7:21. I mean, I don't like to be critical. I don't particularly like the formation that Ledyard's trying to run out of with the the offset power eye that they're trying to run.
The full house backfield.
Don't love it, and I don't love. I'd like to see Kwame Piper get some reps here. I love the way he's been running the football, but they know more than I do. Chassis hands off to Mish Piper, and he is brought down immediately. Nice job on the defensive end that time. Ebden out there, and it's going to be no gain.
Just what you said right there, too. Piper set up in the power eye backfield. Ledyard is creeping now 9 guys into the box, and they're stuffing the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of room to run right now for Mish Piper.
It's going to be 2nd and 11, going backwards a little bit.
You've got Ebden at the linebacking spot, Casey creeping up, Manny's creeping up. He's almost at a defensive end position right now. But everybody up in the box for the Colonels.
Bacon from the eye again, Chassis. Toss left. This time it is the Kwame Piper. Slippery, cuts it inside. But a nice job of pursuit to the football. That's the way to run to the football. Bacon Academy, not much there because Ledyard sends 5 to the ball.
Yeah, and Ledyard in attack mode right now on the defensive end. They're not respecting the passing ability of Paul Chassis whatsoever.
We got an injured Colonel on the ground right now, so while they attend to him, I will have the sports doctor call up the out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, I'll get that going.
And while he's doing that, I'll tell you that MJ Sullivan Auto is a proud sponsor of Game Day and has been for many years. MJ Sullivan Auto down on the corner of Broad and Coleman Streets in New London has all of your best automotive specials. So go on down to MJ Sullivan Auto. Tell them the guys from Game Day sent you and drive off the lot with a brand new car. Lawrence Memorial Hospital for everything from rashes to gashes, sprained ankles, and everything you need. Lawrence Memorial has walk-in clinics propping up all over southeastern Connecticut. No appointment necessary, no fuss, no muss. Come on down, get healthy at a Lawrence Memorial Hospitals all over walk-in in southeastern Connecticut.
Out-of-town scoreboard, NFA 14, Fitch nothing late in the first half over at the Academy tonight. At the Academy up the road in Norwich, Connecticut. Griswold. Jesus. All right, we'll move on to the next score, Casey. I'm a little slow with this out-of-town scoreboard. Wyndham 7, Plainfield 6, New London 14, Killingly nothing. Just ready to start the second half down there at New London High School. So a couple of games going on in the ECC. Kind of shocked that Killingly has not been on the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a shootout. I thought New London would be able to move the ball because New London's got a veteran quarterback in Melquan Gomez and lots of playmakers on the offensive side of things. I thought New London would be able to move the ball against a very good Killingly defense, but I thought that Killingly offense that we saw against Stonington would move the ball against New London as well.
21-0 now, NFA over Fitch's that offense, that high-octane offense, kicking things in high gear against the Falcons.
A team that didn't have a first down until the fourth quarter against Xavier. Chassis from the shotgun. Low snap. Hands it off to Piper. And Piper is wrapped up immediately. They're going to say he's down. Ball on the turf, but they're going to say he's down. But that's going to be no gain. And wait a minute. I had 2 officials.
Wow, it's a fumble.
We got 2 officials saying 2 different things. One official saying it was down on the ground. And he is. He's still saying it's down on the ground. And they're saying, yes, in fact, Bacon Academy football, but they'll have to punt.
A little confusion there. And this Bacon Academy offense has become very, very vanilla and very, very predictable.
You know, the one thing we kept hearing about was how Paul Chassis can make things happen with his feet, and all we're seeing is handoffs and straight drops. We're not seeing anything where he's out trying to make plays with his feet.
Stonington up 13-0 over East Lyme at the half, and Montville 12-7 over Waterford as they start the second half over at Waterford High School.
A resilient Montville team. They lost their quarterback in week 1, Andrew Petherick, another one of their problems. They've had more quarterbacks hurt in the last couple of years. High snap, but the kick is off, and it's a high kick, but not a lot of distance. Crosses midfield, takes a Bacon Academy bounce, and it will be down by the Bobcats at the Ledyard 41-yard line.
And I can't keep up with the NFA team. They're up 28-0 over Fitch. They're scoring touchdowns by the second up at the Academy.
And that's a little bit of surprise. Now, there's another team where it was tough to judge. They opened up week 1 against a top 10 opponent in Xavier, and they really got dominated by Xavier. The first game by Shea McManaway as the starting quarterback with Jawan Johnson in the slot back position, and they really did not move the ball at all against Xavier. But then they had a bye, and so now off of that, they come out against the Fitch team, who's played well in the early going. Fitch
got a win last week.
They bounced back last week, and they played really well with young quarterback Tyler Nelly, and so now it's just it's hard to tell week to week in the ECC. The matchups determine a lot.
It's high school football, that's for sure. R.J. Darby with 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Wildcats tonight. Another explosive young player for that football team.
I mean, this game was 35-31 last year. That's 8-0 right now in the third quarter. Straight snap to Ebden, and he's got nothing there. Julian Lindo tackles him behind the line of scrimmage. Another negative play for the Colonels.
This play is not being blocked up front. Stanley Green is being asked to block the edge, and I'm not too sure at his size he can handle that. That play is a disaster from the get-go.
5:01 remaining. Now we're down under 5 minutes. It's going to be 2nd down and 13. Ball at their own 38-yard line. Ledyard going left to right with an 8-0 lead over the Bacon Academy Bobcats in a very sloppy football game here tonight on the beautiful campus of Ledyard High School.
Yeah, only 6 carries thus far in the ball game for Manny the Shield Sanabria, and that's very alarming for the sports doctor.
Ebden throws out in the flat to Turner. Turner makes the catch and falls forward. Throw is a little bit low, but Turner will get back to the original line of scrimmage perhaps, and it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line.
You know, Manny's one of those kids, Casey, you chip with him, you chip with him, you chip with him, home run. He's one of those kids that can wear down a defense a little bit, and if he gets some space, he can make some plays. He showed in the first half, but only 6 carries, 2.5 quarters into the game. I think in last year's game, in the playoff game, he had about 20, 30 carries.
His uncle, the great, of course, Coach Pasta, down on the sideline, the always entertaining Pasta Sanabria, barking out orders and instructions on a 3rd and 11. Back to that full house backfield is Ledyard. Hand off to the Shield Sanabria. Tries to bounce to the outside, but he can't elude the tackle of Kwame Piper. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and Ledyard will punt.
Yeah, tough down and distance that time for the Colonel offense, who've been saying that all game long. But, again, both of these offenses have become very, very vanilla.
E.J. Alborn will stand at his own 25-yard line, and he will punt it away to Mish and Kwame Piper. Kwame, the junior, Mish, the senior, the Piper brothers. Alborn awaiting the snap. Snap is good. Bacon looking to pressure. They come off the edge but can't quite get it. And Alborn crushes it over the head of Kwame Piper all the way down to the 15-yard line. 15-yard line where it is downed and Bacon will take over. But Alborn just crushed it.
Secret weapon for the Ledyard Colonels, E.J. Alborn.
Looks like the sports doctor off the tee.
Oh, big boot. Mark Wahlberg approached the punting. Don't think about it, son. Just go up and hit it.
Catch it and whack it.
Yeah.
That was important because Bacon was coming after that punt. Not only did Alborn field it clean, but he banged it.
This seems like it could be the first time all night field position has not been in the favor of the Bobcats.
Yep, down at their own 15-yard line with under 3 minutes now in the third period. Bacon has not really shown any ability to move the football recently. Chassis under center from the eye. Hands off, no, fakes the hand off to Piper. Is going to keep it himself. Nice job that time by Stanley Green, staying home, not falling for the waggle, and brought Chassis back to the inside where his teammates could clean up. Very disciplined that time, Stanley Green.
Only 79 yards of total offense in this game for Bacon Academy as we wind down to about 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. So another one of those teams with good field position, Casey, just kind of squandered it. They have to go 80 yards on this drive to score a touchdown. They got 79 yards all game long.
That was the play that Jacoby Brissett scored a touchdown on last night in the Patriots game. Chassis on 2nd and 8. Tries to give it up the gut, and it goes to John Mike Murray, the fullback, and Murray will have another maybe 2 yards. He'll bring up a manageable third and about 5.
Well, if there's one good thing I can say about the Ledyard team right now, the defensive front has kind of shored things up a little bit. Sound tackling, good hits in the hole, wrapping their guys up, bringing them to the ground. Finishing tackles, the Ledyard defensive line.
They're going to mark it at the 21-yard line. That'll be 3rd and 5 for the Bobcats. 1:45 remaining here in period number 3. Ledyard on top, 8-0. Going to send Dunbar out wide right where Herm Winston's going to lock up with him one-on-one. Bacon from the eye. Chassis under center. Chassis fakes the handoff, rolls left, pressured, throws in the flat, and has his man on the outside. We'll see who that is on the outside. That is number 22, John Mike Murray from fullback went out into the flat, and that'll be a first down and a very necessary moving of the chains for Bacon.
Yeah, nice clean play that time by Bacon Academy. Get Chassis on the move a little bit, getting roaming away from the pressure. Receiver comes to the sidelines. Easy pitch and catch, Casey, 10 yards, and a desperately needed positive play for the Bacon Academy offense.
Yeah, last year it was Sean Kelly and Peter Gazibwe, and they really dominated up front. And he had Chassis on the outside with Jason Geary, and those guys made plays. This is a different, the Pipers not having the same success, and it's really on the offensive line, but they have just not been able to stay efficient, like you said on that last play. Chassis fakes the handoff, rolls, pressured, rolls right. He's got room if he keeps it. He's going to keep it himself, turns it up, crosses the 30. Chassis first down, and crosses the 45. There it is, Paul Chassis with his legs, first down Bobcats.
Well, I like the play call on first down, Casey. They got away from the run a little bit, got away from the vanilla offense, although Chassis had to earn all those yards in a busted play on a pass pattern. But get him out there, get some wheels going a little bit. Got to get this offense going in the right direction and not be so predictable. Nice pickup, nice gain, back-to-back plays for the Bacon Academy offense.
Yeah, no, I like that he has a quarterback mentality in that even when he was rolling, he was
looking
looking downfield. But I almost wanted him to go, don't look downfield. You had just go.
Yeah, just
run.
Go. You know Dunbar's streaking down the sideline. He's going to hit a home run with Dunbar before this game's over.
Yeah, you said that in the first half. You thought so. Dunbar goes wide right. We're down under a minute. Kwame and Mish Piper are the I formation behind Paul Chassis on 1st and 10 Bobcats from their own 43-yard line. Chassis fakes the handoff, looking down the sideline, has Dunbar, throws it up top, and it's incomplete. Great job by Herm Winston down there at the 30-yard line. A little bit underthrown, but you were right. They were trying to hit Dunbar.
I like it. He's got enough room to get out there. He's one on, well, he had definitely double coverage, but, why not take a shot? Let him make a play. Lead him a little bit. Chassis gets a little more on that throw. He could possibly have a home run.
I think that's, if it was last year, that would have been Sean Kelly throwing it to Paul Chassis.
Yeah.
And I think Kelly's got a little more arm than Chassis has. Because, also Kelly playing quarterback last year, that was one thing. Kelly had a really strong arm. Chassis still sort of learning the quarterback position here at the varsity level.
5 for 15 for 63 yards so far in this game for Paul Chassis.
Trips left. Chassis from the shotgun, looking to throw. Chassis pressured, throws it over the middle, has Piper for a first down. Piper crosses the 40-yard line. Mish Piper on a running back and a little flare out. He ran down the middle of the field, one of those wheel routes, and he got him in the middle of the field for a first down.
Third consecutive first down through the air for the Bacon Academy Bobcats, Casey. I don't think they have a choice but to open things up a little bit. A nice pitch and catch that time from Chassis to Piper.
1st and 10, now 20 seconds remaining here in the third period. Ledyard on top, 8-0. But for the first time, Bacon Academy mounting a drive. They've had plenty of opportunities, but not any drives up until this point.
It's 79 yards of offense the whole game, 47 on this drive alone.
Chassis stays in the shotgun. Piper is his lone set. Chassis trying to draw Ledyard offsides. They don't bite, and so instead we're going to get the end of the third period. At the end of the third period, your score, Ledyard 8, Bacon Academy nothing. We're about ready for fourth quarter action. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien here at Ledyard High School. 8-0 Colonels.
Yeah, and Bacon feeling good about themselves. 3 straight first downs in this drive, 47 yards on this possession. 3 first downs via the air and the arm of classy Paul Chassis.
Well, everybody puts those 4 fingers up in the air because it's fourth quarter time. Ledyard with an 8-0 lead, an improbable 8-0 lead, all things considered. They scored on a interception return from Stanley Green because the Ledyard offense has been less than bad tonight. They have been almost injurious. They've hurt themselves by going backwards all night and turning the ball over. If it wasn't for Stanley Green, this game would be the other direction.
My man Don McKenzie to my left there, cranking the tunes out here at the Ledyard High School press box, playing a little Quiet Riot, a little Kiss. Gotta love high school football.
That's DJ Donnie Mack.
He's doing a good job over there. And that's one of the fun parts about coming to a game here at Ledyard Game Day. When we roll into town, you get Jimmy Bunicor buying pizza in the booth. Everybody here is so friendly. Pasta, Coach Farnsworth, Don McKenzie, everybody up here in the box. Good time.
I want to know if he's ever been called DJ Donnie Mac before. Yeah, at least shaking his head like,
no,
what are you talking about? You know, my whole life, he's got a jacket and everything. It says it right on there.
Call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, we got 12 minutes of football remaining here at Ledyard High School, and I got the good news for you. It's starting to resemble a football game.
Yeah, looking pretty good out there. Good football drive, good drive put together by Bacon Academy. Getting away from that vanilla style of offense that was killing me for the first 2.5 quarters. Mixing things up. Their 7th play of this drive.
Chassie's in the shotgun. Chassie looking to throw. Busted play. He's going to keep it himself. Chassie rolls, heads up the middle of the field, has a block. Chassie has a first down for the Bobcats crossing the 30-yard line. That was supposed to be a draw to Piper, and it didn't get there. Instead, Chassie turned it into a first down.
It wasn't drawn up very well, that's for sure. Chassie tucks and run. He's got 20 yards via the ground. Paul Chassie, again, another one of those kids, played wide receiver last year. He knows what to do with the football in open space. He's a playmaker.
As crazy as it sounds with so much time left in this game, though, that 2-point conversion, which came essentially off of a bunch of penalties that made Ledyard have to go for it, is a lot, because I think that, believe it or not, I don't think you can kick it. They're going to have to go for 2 if they are able to score, is Bacon Academy. Chassie, again, from the shotgun. This time he hands off to Piper. Piper breaks a tackle and gets into the linebacking core where he falls forward after a gain of 6. Mish Piper off of right tackle for a gain of 6 on first down.
Yeah, that time Ledyard was there to make the tackle in the backfield. Piper sidestepped it, busted through. Big, strong legs on him. Again, upright style of running, hits the hole, doesn't flash a lot in the hole, Casey, but puts his head down and gets a tough 6 yards. He's got 17 carries this game.
Well, I said back in the first quarter that this this I formation where Bacon was just hitting it, running, was a fourth quarter strategy to wear down the undersized Ledyard defensive front. It's the first time we're starting to see, looking like they're going downhill a little bit, are the Bobcats. 2nd and 4. Chassie fakes the handoff, throws out in the flat, and it's incomplete. He overthrew Connor Brown. Connor Brown, a freshman who Coach Mason has said has worked his way up into some varsity playing time, and that was just a little overthrown.
Yeah, very dangerous throw that time by Chassie. An out pattern in the flat. That ball's tipped right there, and with a speedy guy like Green over there, you never know. A pick 6, another one? Tough throw. And Casey, he's throwing the ball across the field on an out pattern. He's actually throwing the ball 20 yards to pick up 5.
3rd and 4. 2-down territory. Here's the first of them. Chassie looking to throw. Chassie pressured, throws deep in the end zone. Ball's up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Herm Winston knocks the ball away. There was a man down in the end zone for the Bobcats. It was Evan Tortorigi, but Herm Winston was there to break it up, and now 4th and 4 for the Bobcats.
Winston, another one of those kids that's asked to play both ways for the Ledyard Colonel team. He plays a little wide receiver. He lines up in the backfield. He plays safety. He does it all. Nice job that time by Herm Winston staying home and actually taking a look back and finding the ball where it was in the air and breaking it up.
Winston, a 6'2 cornerback that time with the 6'3 Tortorigi, had the size. Bacon, 4th down. Chassie hands off to Piper. Piper dives forward, but he is not going to get it. The Ledyard defense has held, and they will get the football. First down, Colonels.
I don't understand the play call. Why would you pass on 3rd down and run it on 4th down?
10-16 remaining here in the ball game. Ledyard will get the football. If I had an answer
run it on
for you,
3rd down, run it on 4th down. Get 2 yards on each, pick up a first, keep the sticks moving.
If I had an answer for you, Sports Doctor, I would give you one. I have no answer. 10-16 remaining here in the ball game. Ledyard with an 8-0 lead, and more importantly, a defensive hold. Max Ebden from the shotgun. In motion, Green. Ebden to DeShield Sanabria. DeShield Sanabria trying to get outside, and he cannot. Hit in the backfield by Julian Lindo for another loss on the play. Julian Lindo has lived inside the jersey of Manny DeShield Sanabria.
Yeah, Manny has not had a lot of room to run. His 8th carry of the game, he broke one for 33 yards, but 20 total yards of offense for the Ledyard Colonels tonight with an 8-0 lead. 3 quarters of football, Casey. They have 20 total yards of offense.
9:40 remaining, 2nd and 13 from their own 19-yard line. Ebden in the shotgun on second down. Low snap, pitch right, ball's on the turf. Ebden that time fumbled the snap and had a pitch to the hip of DeShield Sanabria, and Ledyard very fortunate to be able to fall on that one. That has to be the 8th time we've seen the ball on the turf tonight on a missed handoff or pitch.
6 yards lost in the play, so that'll bring them down to 14 yards of total offense in this ball game in just over 3 quarters, Casey, and they got an 8-0 lead. I can't figure it out.
Wow, this has been a very strange football game.
All right, Bacon Academy holds here. They're going to get the ball back in pretty good field position because E.J. Alborn will be punting from the shadow of his goal line.
Winston wide left. Wiltshire in motion. Low snap again. Ebden picks it up. Broken play. Ebden has the open field and breaks a tackle, but not anywhere near enough for a first down, but does turn a broken play into something and gives Ledyard a little bit of room for the aforementioned Alborn to be able to punt.
The sloppiness returns for the Ledyard Academy offense. Ledyard Academy?
Sure, why not?
Speaking of NFA, I was looking at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Or Bacon Academy.
Ledyard Academy offense.
There is an academy out there right now. Kwame Piper goes back to hit midfield to receive the punt from E.J. Alborn, who has really been a weapon tonight for Ledyard with that left foot of his.
Savior.
High snap. A lot of pressure. Gets it away. This one's wobbly. Piper tries to come up and take it on the run. He loses it. Ball's loose. But I think Connor Brown may have gotten to it for Bacon Academy.
Bit of a scrum down there, and the ball's out. We still have not seen a signal just yet.
Connor Brown, the Bacon Academy freshman, was able to fall on it. Fortunately, Kwame Piper tried to run up and catch that line drive moving forward. It bounced right off his chest. That's the second time we've seen that. And Bacon, very fortunate that Brown was able to fall on it. And Bacon, like you said, though, they're in Ledyard territory at the 45-yard line.
Surprise, surprise. Once again, they need a good drive here. Not hurt themselves.
7:53 remaining in the ball game. Bobcats have yet to score despite many opportunities. Chassis from the shotgun. Chassis hands off to Piper. Piper gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Hit immediately that time by Brandon Whipple.
19 carries for 61 yards for Mish Piper tonight. He's being the workhorse for this Bacon Academy team. Casey, and am I out of line? Is the sports doctor out of line by saying Bacon has owned field position in tonight's game?
Yes.
I'm out of line for saying that, or it's an accurate statement? Yes.
It's an accurate statement.
Own it. They've owned field position.
Yes. 2nd and 10. Chassis stands just inside of his own 50-yard line. Chassis looking to throw. Nothing there. Pressured. Chassis steps up, holds on to it, and he's buried by Manny DeShield Sanabria back in Bacon Academy territory. On the other side of the 50-yard line, it's going to bring up 3rd and very long for the Bobcats.
Chassis was dancing around in the backfield, trying to find receivers downfield, trying to find some running room up front. Not so fast, said Manny, as he plants him down for a big sack, tough down and distance. 3rd and 15 for the Bacon Academy offense, and once again, with good field position, they can't seem to get out of their own way. Have squandered it a little bit.
Whoever wins this game, when you talk to that coach, you can ask, have you ever won a game in which your team played this poorly?
Could Mark Farnsworth have any more gray hair possibly after this game?
Oh, unbelievable. 3rd and 15 for the Bobcats. Ball at midfield. Chassis. And we're going to get a flag on the play. It's going to be delay of game. Just for good measure, let's back them up 5 more.
It'll bring up 3rd and 20 from the 45-yard line.
6:25 remaining here in the ball game. 3rd down and 20. Ball's going to be at the Bacon Academy 45-yard line. And Bacon is running out of time here with 6:20 remaining in the ball game. They're going to have this is you got to think this is 2-down territory.
I don't see why not.
I'll give you one reason why not. If you know why? Because Ledyard's been so dysfunctional offensively.
Yeah.
You're better off punting it. You might get a turnover.
Yeah.
Chassis stands at his own 40-yard line on 3rd and 20. Twins right. Piper in the backfield. Chassis pressured. Rolls right. Nothing there. Steps up, and he's sacked. Back at the 35-yard line. Sacked by Dennis Charles.
Chassis is going to have to find a way to let that ball go. Throw the ball, son. You've got wide receivers streaking down the field one-on-one. Trust it. throw it, let your receiver make a play on it. Tucking it and running it back into the line of scrimmage, not going to work for this Bacon Academy Bobcats. Let it rip, son. Throw the ball.
Bacon Academy now has the ball somewhere in Basra. Third.
That's in between here and Colchester.
4th and 30 for the Bobcats all the way back to their own 35-yard line. They started in Ledyard territory, now they're at their own 35. DeShields Santa Bria back to receive the punt for Ledyard. High wobbly kick takes a sideways bounce where Bacon will down it at the 35-yard line. Ledyard will have it in good field position.
Yeah, get away from it if you're the Ledyard Colonels. That's one way to ensure not fumbling the football. It's been a wacky game. As the case, it's been just an absolute. How quickly on Sunday morning or Saturday morning, how quickly after first watching it do you burn the game tape or something like this?
I wouldn't watch it.
No, Walker.
I wouldn't watch it.
Stat Guru says, yeah.
I'd take it out. I'd take the tape out now. Right now.
Ledyard's longest drive of this game sustained 5 plays. 5 plays. Their longest drive of the game.
Insane. Ebden in the shotgun. Ebden rolls to his left on the option. Pitches it out to DeShields Santa Bria. And he's going backwards yet again. Nothing there. Mish Piper comes up and nails Santa Bria, and it's going to be a loss of 2.
10 carries for 21 yards for Manny. His longest run of the night was with 31 yards. So he's actually lost yards.
9 carries for minus 10 yards.
Yeah. 1 positive gain all night for Manny DeShields Santa Bria on that big 33-yard run.
Here we go, 2nd and 12. Ebden from the shotgun. Ebden hands off to DeShields Santa Bria, trying to use his speed to the outside, and a great open field tackle from the Bobcats. Colin Brown coming up from the secondary, and you gotta like this freshman, Connor Brown, came in and got to the feet of DeShields Santa Bria, and it's gonna bring up 3rd and long.
Solid technique and tackling that time by the Bacon Academy defensive line. Nice job, and puts Bacon in a tough spot. The Ledyard offense in a tough spot. 3rd and 14 from their own 32-yard line.
From their own 32-yard line, like you said, Sports Doctor, 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. For if you're Bacon Academy, you hold, you get a punt, and you get one last crack at it. If you're Ledyard, you want to try to get this first down because it could end the game in some respects, but at the same time, what are you going to do?
Well, maybe you get 2 cracks at it too, Casey, because this Ledyard offense, their longest drive of the night's been 5 plays. 5 plays. Their longest possession, I'm sorry.
Bacon Academy should be up 28-0 in this game.
A lot of missed opportunities early in this game for Bacon.
Ledyard has done nothing to deserve anything points-wise other than the pick 6. Here we go, 3rd and 13. Ebden from the shotgun, rolls to his left. Quarterback keeper trying to get the sideline, can't get it. Mish Piper there, now Bacon swarms to it. Another loss on the play by Ledyard. 4th and long. And we're going to get a timeout by Bacon Academy to stop the clock just at 3:59 here remaining in the ballgame.
It's a little premature, the timeout. There's plenty of time left. 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes. Bacon wants to make sure they put together a punt return and set themselves for what is likely to be a drive to attempt to tie this football game. What's going on in the rest of the ACC, Sports Doc?
Let's take a look around the league right now. NFA is up 35-0 as we speak against Fitch.
Not a good game today for Coach Mike Ellis. They've gone bad game, good game, awful game.
Wyndham leads Plainfield 13-6 at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll get you a score on the New London game.
Yeah, New London needs to get
Waterford,
a
14-12, leading over Montville right now, late in the 3rd quarter.
That's because they've got Spencer Hoagland kicking those extra points.
20-0, New London over Killingly, with about 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter over there.
Well, Killingly can score quickly, so that one's a long way from being over. E.J. Alborn stands at his own 15-yard line. Kwame Piper stands at his own 40-yard line. Here comes the punt. Low snap. Alborn gets it off, and it's blocked. It's blocked by Bacon Academy and rolls out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Bacon called a timeout, and they've called it so they could put together a punt block, and they got it.
Set the play up just as the doctor ordered. punt block. They set up shop in business at the Ledyard 26-yard line, Casey. Special teams paying a big dividend down the stretch for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
All game long, E.J. Alborn has been huge with the punting for Ledyard. He has rescued them time and time again. Bacon has been trying to get closer and closer, and that time they got it.
21-12, Waterford now over Montville. And Killingly is on the board at the end of the third quarter, 20-7 to the London Whalers.
First and 10 Bacon from the Ledyard 27. Chassis rolling left, looking to throw. Has no one there, keeps it himself, tucks it, and gets about 2 yards. Nice pursuit that time. Manny DeShields Santabria chasing him down along out there with Feaster, A.J. Feaster, gain of 2.
And again, a very tough throw to make for Paul Chassie. He is moving to his left. He's right-handed. He's got to throw against his body, up against the sidelines. Tough rollout play that time for the Bacon quarterback.
2nd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Almost down to 3 minutes remaining in this game. Chassie under center from the eye. Hands off to Mish Piper straight up the middle. Piper, nice gain, about 5 yards off a right tackle. He's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Keep it on the ground here, Bobcats.
Yeah, it's go time. We're just under 3 minutes left to go in this ball game. It's definitely 4-down territory. 3rd and 5, a short 4. 2 cracks at it on the ground here.
From the eye again, Murray and Piper are in the backfield. This time it's Piper off left tackle. Piper bounces to the outside. Piper's got a 1st down close to the 10-yard line. Mish Piper with a nice gain. 1st down, Bobcats.
Big block that time up front by number 72. Brandon Gaffaro. Big fella up there pulling, doing work. Springing Piper on the outside. Nice pickup on 3rd down.
Very young Bacon team. Only 4 starters returning from last year with a chance to try to tie this ball game. Twins right. Piper's the lone set. Chassie from the shotgun. Chassie looking to throw. Chassie's going to hold on to it himself. Gets outside of DeShields. Gets to the corner. Chassie down near the goal line. Waiting for a signal. Touchdown, Paul Chassie. Classy Paul Chassie has brought the Bacon Academy Bobcats to within a 2-point conversion of tying the ball game.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea. Paul Chassie can do it all with his arm and his feet. And that time in Casey, he did it with his feet, stepped through the line, picked himself up 6 points, and now here comes that ever so important 2-point conversion for the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
2:16 remaining here in the ball game, and a very important 2-point conversion, an attempt to tie this game. And if you're Bacon
Academy, it's a ball game right here.
You got to feel good about yourselves right now. You're starting to move the football. Dunbar goes wide right. Murray is the fullback. Piper the tailback. Chassie under center. Chassie hands to Piper. Piper puts his head down. Driving. I don't think he's going to get there. Waiting for the signal. And he's short. Ledyard has held. The Ledyard defense comes up big again on the 2-point conversion. Holding Mish Piper short. And with 2:16 remaining in the ball game, Ledyard holds on 8-6.
And again, early in the ball game, that Ledyard defensive line was not wrapping up, not tackling. Much better job up front, down the stretch for this Ledyard defense. Big stand, big stop on a 2-point conversion.
Bacon has gone to that play 3 times on 4th or on that, and have not gotten it any of the times. The Ledyard defense held. And I got to tell you, again, I don't want to question calls, but I would have gotten Chassie out on the edge.
I mean, Chassie's making things happen out there, moving his feet. Casey, get him on the edge. Get him on the edge. Let him make a play.
8-6. Looks like Ledyard might bring in the closer tonight.
Yeah, I mean, once Bacon sets up in that power eye, why not throw a little wrinkle at him? Why not do a little bootleg or something like that?
I bet you the tight end would be open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, do we see the onside kick, or do we see them kick it long and hoping that... But they burn timeout, so they're going to have to try the onside kick.
I mean, I'd kick it long. Ledyard has shown me nothing where they can sustain any kind of a drive,
don't forget,
offensively.
Don't forget, though, Bacon's burned a timeout.
Yeah, Bacon's burned a timeout, yeah.
So they would not be able to stop the clock. They'd only get it back with a minute left.
Yeah.
So Ryan King, the junior kicker, about to try the onside kick to the left side of our screen, or left side of your dial.
A lot of confusion down there for the Ledyard special teams. They got to burn a timeout. nobody in the right places. They're not worried if, is it going to be an onside kick? Are they kicking it deep? So Coach Mark Farnsworth and Pasta going to sew things up out there.
To your Major League Baseball scores, the Toronto Blue Jays on top of the New York Yankees, 3-0, middle of the fourth. Baltimore trailing 2-0 at home to the Arizona Diamondbacks after 4. Washington and Pittsburgh all tied up at 3. In other action, Boston holding on to a 2-1 lead over Tampa Bay down in the Trop, where there's probably 35 people watching that ball game.
Yeah.
30 of them work there, and 5 are people who got lost going to the mall. Other scores later in the day, the important ones being San Francisco at San Diego.
They've fallen apart.
And Cleveland right now trailing the White Sox 4-2. If the Red Sox win and Cleveland loses, the Red Sox will move into second place in the American League.
27-7 now. New London overkillingly. Melquan Gomez to Major Roman, an 11-yard touchdown pass. 9 minutes left to go down at New London High School.
And that will be the first signature win for Juan Roman. That will be the first one, the home opener tonight, and that will be the first stamp of his
class act,
of his imprint on that team, because that's a very good Killingly football
tremendous
team. We saw how good they were, and they got themselves a good coach over there in Chad Neal. King, onside kick, squibbing, and it's going to be I think we're going to get a.
Yeah.
I don't know if that ball went 10 yards.
I don't think it did. I think it hit a Bacon player before it went 10 yards. You see the flag right here in front of us. Bacon has recovered the onside kick, but I think it hit a Bacon player about 6 or 7 yards down, Case.
Yeah, I don't think that went 10 yards before it hit the Bacon player moving forward. Bacon definitely recovered it, but I think you're going to get a flag on the play because they touched it. Yep, didn't go 10 yards. And they're showing right there it went to the 48.
Illegal touching, yeah?
Yep. The officials will come up with the signal. There's your illegal touching against Bacon, and that means it'll be Ledyard football right at midfield. Now with 2:16 remaining,
you gotta think Ledyard Casey's gonna have to pick up at least one first down here.
If they don't pick up one first down, they'll be kicking it away with a minute to go, about a minute and a half to go, and Bacon will have to go the entire length of the field, no timeouts in a minute and a half. But one first down for Ledyard, and this thing is over.
Take care of the football. That's the battle cry right now for the Ledyard Colonels. No missed snaps, no fumbles. Do not put the ball on the turf. Protect the football, and then take a knee for the victory formation.
A little surprised, but that Ebden is in the shotgun right now. They've had some trouble from that. Ebden gets it, hands it to the Shield Santa Bria, straight up the middle. That's going to be a nice gain of first down, about 4 or 5 yards. We're going to get a quick timeout from the Bobcats with 2:07 remaining and counting, and some extracurriculars down there on the field, some shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say chippiness because we're going to save that for basketball. So some little pushing and shoving, little gamesmanship in there in the hole. Listen, there's no secret here if you're Ledyard. Give the ball to the guy who's not going to cough up the rock. And if that's Manny, if that's your senior, if that's your leader, then that's who you feed right now.
Bacon chose not to call their timeout there. They're going to let this clock run down. They're going to call timeouts on the next couple of plays. 1:40 remaining here in the ball game.
I'll head down here in a little bit.
8-6 Ledyard on top, trying to get a first down and run out the clock. Low snap, gives it to the Shield Santa Bria, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. And Bacon's going to use one of their timeouts assuredly after this. 1:25 remaining and ticking. And Bacon's still not able to. There it comes, the timeout.
I lost about 6 seconds there, Casey. I'm not too sure about the confusion after that.
It's going to be third down and 8 yards. Ball at the 44-yard line. 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining in the ball game. Third down. Ledyard's going to run it, and Bacon's going to stop the clock, and then we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of grabbing in the hole, a lot of trying to, get the football out of Manny's hands, but he's got to take care of that rock.
1:18 remaining, 8-6. And we are very curious to see.
Yeah, that onside kick.
The onside kick, there is some scuttlebutt going on that ball did not hit Bacon. It may have hit a Ledyard player. So you know what you can do to find out? Tuesday, or maybe we'll leak it before.
Yeah, tonight, maybe.
TheDay.com and Game Day Connecticut Sports on Facebook. Peter Wappy will get a video up there, and you'll be able to find out who that ball hit and where on that onside kick attempt. We got to show you that touchdown that wasn't for Tyler Nelly and Fitch. We can show you the onside kick if you look at Game Day on theday.com.
Big third down here now for Ledyard, Casey. Take care of the ball.
Ebden from his own 50 tries to draw Bacon off sides. I think he did. That'll make it third and manageable. Bacon, you can't jump off sides, guys. They're not trying to. They're just trying to hand it off.
Yeah, hard count that time by Max Ebden paid big dividends.
Where you going?
Yeah, big difference between 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 3.
1:18 remaining in this game, and just sort of the final little mistake that Bacon has made. They have made so many of them tonight. Ledyard and Bacon in one of the sloppiest games we've ever seen, but somehow, miraculously, it's a 2-point game with 1:18 remaining. But Ledyard needs to get a first down here on 3rd and 3. If they can do that, they can take a knee, run this thing out.
I'd give the ball to number 33 on 3rd and 3.
Ebden in the shotgun. Trying hard count again. Gives it to Shield Sanabria. He gets through, and he gets a first down because of that penalty. That's going to be the first down that Ledyard needs, and that's going to seal the deal. We're waiting for the official signal, but that looks to be a first down. And it is. First down, Colonels, with 1:12 remaining in the ball game, and Bacon cannot stop the clock, barring a mistake or a fumble, which, folks, is not beyond the realm of possibility, considering how awful and sloppy this game has been. But Ledyard, barring something unforeseen, will be able to run the clock out and somehow, despite playing perhaps its worst game in years, might be able to hold on for an 8-6 victory. Ebden stays in the shotgun. Ebden hands off to the Shield, Sanabria. Up the middle he goes. Gain of about a yard, 40 seconds remaining. We got the junior voice of Game Day in here. Junior voice, what are your thoughts?
Well, this is not the Ledyard team we saw last year. Coming out of Ty Ebden, his brother Max Ebden is now in the quarterback. Coming out of Ty Ebden, I think Ty Ebden was a better passer. And I think Max Ebden has a little more agility on feet and a little more stamina. But let's see what they can round up at the end of the game here.
Under 10 seconds, they're going to take a knee. And we have a Bacon player in the neutral zone. That's not going to matter. They're going to wind this clock. And right there is the first victory for Ledyard football coach Mark Farnsworth. Congratulations, Mark Farnsworth. He has won his first game as the Ledyard High School football coach. And they will beat Bacon Academy 8-6 as soon as this final snap is done and down. Bacon thinks they have one more chance at it with 4 seconds remaining in the game. But all Ledyard has to do is take this knee. 4 seconds remaining, and Bacon will fall to 0-3.
They're going to go with the victory formation with 4 seconds to go. And, I think it's just pretty much over. So, the snap, and he's going to take a knee, and that is going to be the ball game.
Your final score, Ledyard 8, Bacon Academy 6. Congratulations, Mark Farnsworth, on your first victory as a head football coach at Ledyard High School. The Bacon Academy Bobcats fall to a very disappointing 0-3. Dave Mason will rally the troops and look to get into the win column next week. Stay with us as the sports doctor is down on the field. He will be getting with Ledyard head football coach Mark Farnsworth for a few moments after the ball game. And tune in to theday.com or Facebook, Connecticut Game Day Sports, and find out about that onside kick, because the rumor on the sidelines is that ball may have hit a Ledyard player. But guess what? You're going to be able to find out with live action video from the great Peter Wappy, and we'll find out just what happened on the onside kick. But be that as it may, 8-6 Ledyard, and Mark Farnsworth with his first victory. He will be joined shortly by the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. Of course, Game Day every Friday night on Friday Night Lights. Game Day on theday.com. And on Tuesday, the award-winning Wired Zone. We are down on the field with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, and he is with Ledyard head football coach Mark Farnsworth. His mic's not on right now. I don't think he knows that. If someone can hear me, the sports doctor's mic is not on right now, so we're gonna keep it here. I don't know why, but we're not getting the feed right now. My apologies to you out there, folks.
Miscues, how tough is it for you and your staff to keep these guys together and fighting through?
Well, I give the team a lot of credit and the coaches a lot of credit. They withheld my ups and downs as we went through. Obviously, it was a lot of mistakes in the game, but we were able to capitalize with the defensive touchdown, and those kids worked their tails off, so I'm very proud of them.
And all the years in the business, all the years as an assistant coach and through the ranks and JV and freshman, your first varsity head coach win. Talk about this. How did this feel for you personally?
Well, I told the kids when we were coming out, I've been doing this for a long time, and this was the biggest game I've been involved in for them and for myself, the staff, everybody. This was very huge for where we go from now on this season, so we had to get it, and I'm just thankful that we did.
Well, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thanks very much.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Casey, listen, a game of mistakes and a game of errors, but for Coach Mark Farnsworth, they find a way to come out on top, and there was no question. They were going to go for two. They had the mismatch out there. They wanted Kenny Turner, and they made a play on offense. Sloppy game, fun game, game day, Wired Zone, day.com. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you, sports doctor. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it got it done. Junior voice of game day, take us on out of here.
Well, you know the final score. 8, your Ledyard Colonels, and 6, Bacon Academy Bobcats. See you next time, and you're watching Game Day, live on the day.com